I'm alive. I shouldn't be.
He should not be alive. This is unfucking believable.
From the heart of trucker America, my boy Reed Coverdale, host of the Naturalist, capitalist.
This is what government does. It sucks.
If you think you're going to win people over by stating commonplaces, you're just selling the other part.
It is about dictating every transaction that you have for the rest of your life.
Mr. Potato Head.
Coverdale is the guy to be president of the United States.
You intimidated me with your perfect 74 stash.
That was the beginning of my problems.
He died doing what he loved, chasing a minor.
I'll put a 50 cal attached to my Suburban.
Libertarians need to get out of New York.
The gulag is going to be in your house.
This guy's a fucking murderer. He deserves to be in a
Gotta get him out of that truck at night and get him into the White House.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for watching yet another episode of the Naturalist Capitalist. We've made it all the way to episode 200, only having one video removed from YouTube and one account banned from Twitter. So all things considered, that's not that bad. Before we get going, I just want to thank everyone for your subscriptions, your continued viewership, and your support. I do appreciate it a lot. It's been a fun ride, had a lot of crazy guests, had a lot of crazy conversations. It's kind of a scary world we're living in where I'm giving advice to other people. But if you think it's scary that I give advice to other people, wait till you see the crew I'm having on tonight. Just a fair warning, there's probably going to be racism. There's going to be Satan worship. There's going to be all sorts of vile shit going on. So if that's not your cup of tea, then just don't watch this. But anyway, first up, we got my buddy, Jose Gallison. How you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing all right. Just hanging out with the family. So,
cool.
We've
got everybody's least favorite Liberty truck driver and very failed artist, Top Lobster. How you doing, buddy?
I'm just here so I won't get fined. Let's just move it along. Come on.
So I haven't had either of these losers on before, but you guys are going to meet them face to face for the first time. I guess my parents had to find out I'm friend with these guys eventually, but we got everyone's favorite amphibian, Anarcho Toad. How you doing, man?
That's right. I'm doing all right. You got to beef up those numbers, Reed, because Tower Power Hour, we got 2 episodes taken down from YouTube in the first 4 days. So,
yeah. Well, this might be my second episode that gets removed from YouTube. Let's see.
I do gotta say it's pretty astounding that we've had 2 episodes taken from down, only 2 episodes taken from Tower Power Hour, and where we go, and then it seems to be you always see people get stuff taken down for certain things, but you can drop the N-bomb as much as you want, you're usually okay.
Yeah,
so, that's cool, I guess. But
we've also got the fattest man you know.
You're all faggots, and I love you.
And my husband will be joining us later. He's running late. You know, he's at the gym rocking out to the Naturalist Capitalist or something in his headphones.
Too busy running through these hoes.
with his cock out, by the way.
But yeah, for episode 200, I figured I'd have you guys on. We just have fun. I don't have any agenda. Just trying to get my YouTube banned. So, figure we just shoot the shit as usual.
Tell your kids to shut the fuck up.
Smack them.
All day, dude. You have... I'm so
they're
sorry.
They're just dancing around a pentagram back there, Jose. Like, chill out a little bit.
Just like kids do,
They're dancing around a pentagram.
Top, if you beat your wife, Reed will love you more. So,
actually, on the TV in the other room, we're just playing video of the towers falling, and the kids are just dancing around the couch. So, we're training them young.
Yeah,
I didn't know your kids
did you put yarmulkes on
Jewish.
them just to keep the tradition going? Or?
Boy, hey.
Dude, I saw my first acidic Jew in the wild the other day, and I was blown away. I was trying hard not to stare. It's just like you see him on TV, but you never see him in person. Just with the long curly things, and I'm kind of like, what the fuck? Like they're real?
Dude, no joke. I was climbing a mountain with my brother and sister back in 2011, Mount Lafayette in New Hampshire, and we're going down the mountain, and we come around a corner, and there's 30 Hasidic Jews in a row, in full garb with the curls and everything. And we're just like, okay.
Fuck, they got me.
And then we go around the corner and there's 20 more of them. We probably passed 300 of them just coming up the mountain. And we were like, are they like reenacting Moses's ascent up Mount Sinai, or what's going on here?
If you want to have fun, just like get like $20 in quarters and then just throw it into the crowd and just watch them go crazy while they're trying to pick them up and fight over it.
It's a crazy story. Crazy story. When I was younger, I actually got jumped by like a group of Hasidic Jews. No shit. No shit.
I think
there's a comedy bit there.
with black Hebrew Israelites, actually.
No, white ones, like the ones that like they're like inbred and shit. Their hands were all soft, so they didn't do much damage. But it's crazy. Yeah, and Coney Island, the way it is, it's like from Stillwell all the way till like the end of Coney Island. It's like all black and Hispanic, and you'll get shot there. Then there's something called Seagate, and it's like a big gate. You go on the other side of that, and that's Hasidic Jews. And I was walking through there in the wrong neighborhood, on a Saturday night when they were all out partying with their fucking raccoon hats on and shit. And one thing led to another. There you go.
Well, yeah, the Hasidic Jews that are criminals, they actually wear their foreskins as like ski masks too. So that's how you know you're in trouble, man.
Every time he makes a bad joke, drink. Here you
go. You laughed.
Have you guys ever heard of foreskin shots?
Foreskin shots.
Oh,
that's
my
what I do
God.
with Clint.
Is it like belly shots, but with I'm guessing with the dick foreskin?
Well, let me explain.
Pull your foreskin up, put the shot in.
By the way, we know Cole is circumcised and has never seen a foreskin by how he was describing how he can use it as a condom last time. We were like,
no, that was me.
Oh, that was you? Okay.
Yeah, he said it's like a charge shot, like you could tie it. It doesn't work that way.
Hey, Reed, I make it a point not to look at uncircumcised penises, so that's just something. I know that's what you do in your off time.
Me and Clint, we have our own thing. You can't judge, right, man?
Yeah.
So people really don't know it's for self-defense. That way you can like kind of pull it back and sling it at people,
The foreskin shot is actually like a cum shot, kind of, where it's like it's like stuck in the foreskin and then you suck it out.
It's called an FS shot, and I was told this by a gay coworker. Yeah, they take their foreskin, I guess they spread it out. They pour the liquor in there, and another guy will just fucking slurp gang that shit out of there, man.
I mean, they say how well wine pairs with cheese, though, so that makes sense.
That's that Fermunda cheese. Oh, some of that. Let me get some of that schmegma real quick. Speaking of the Jews,
would you rather do a butthole shot or a foreskin shot? Really?
That's a good one.
I mean, really? What do you? It's not even a rhetorical question. Yeah, I'm wondering.
Oh, I think a foreskin shot for sure. Like that's
probably cleaner.
Not even close.
Yeah, depends on the butthole and the foreskin.
It doesn't matter about clean. The alcohol kills all the germs. You're fine. It doesn't matter.
If you're doing a butthole, you're doing a butthole shot. This is more like an enema, right? So like the liquid's going in, and then it's got to be shot out. So you're gonna get like poo particles, but if you get a fairly clean dick, I mean, you could just open it up and foreskin hands down.
I think we should test this at PorkFest personally. Like this sounds like an interesting experiment.
It depends. There's so many factors here. It definitely depends on the butthole. Depends on the foreskin.
It's if we're doing a PorkFest, it's Justin O'Donnell. Okay, so it's just you get him and he does.
Wait, so from Justin O'Donnell, would you prefer a foreskin butthole, or if you had to like sip it off his knuckles, which is the worst one?
I'd take knuckles.
Dragging the ground all day.
If you poured liquor down his knuckles, it would be absorbed.
He just looks like he has a dirty dick. I hope it's cut.
Speaking of dirty dick, what's up, man?
It's my favorite hot sauce.
I was afraid you were talking about me. Jesus.
No, we were talking about Justin O'Donnell's dick and how dirty it is.
So dirty.
If you poured like liquor down his knuckles and took a shot, like how they do those ice sculpture shots, it would be all absorbed by the dryness on his liquor by the time it got to your mouth.
Oh my God.
So then does that even count at all? You're not even doing a shot.
Yeah, not really. It's just moisturizer for his knuckles, really. I'm sorry. Justin's going to kick my ass when I see him. But whatever, man.
Donkey Kong hands.
Hey, dude, half of the Liberty Movement fucked him in the gazebo orgy at PorkFest, so it's all good.
Is that true?
Oh, wow.
I don't know, probably.
Clint's like, wait, dude, there's an orgy.
I know O'Donnell loves Porkfest because he finally has a place to live. I mean, it's like, at least for like 5 days. He has a roof over his head. It's pretty awesome.
Oh man, I have like
we love you, Justin. Don't kill him.
Yeah, I love you, bro. I have a proclivity to go on people's shows and say the thing that offends them the most, or like that just cuts their skin. So I was on his show and I was like, oh yeah, I was at Porkfest. I was like, man, it's a crazy like there's a crazy difference between the people who wear shoes and the people who don't. Like you can see who's from here and who's not. And he was like, I didn't wear shoes the whole weekend. I was like, all right, all right, bro.
So Clint, did you just get back from the Satanic Temple, or what was going on there?
Yeah, man. I was just trying to upset the post-libertarians. I went and checked out the Satanic Temple. They didn't want to have me though. Apparently, I'm too religious, which was surprising.
It's funny. I saw someone was shitting on them today in one of the comments, and they probably get the most accurate description of what Satanists really are. And they're just atheist Democrats who play Dungeons and Dragons. That's really all they are.
I was gonna say,
it's just the guy from the show. Oh God, Silicon Valley.
Oh yeah,
he's like the best anarchist show on TV, and he's also
Guilfoyle.
Guilfoyle.
I have a Funko of him right behind me right here, actually.
Yeah, Satanist, for those who are unaware, is literally just a group of atheists who never got over the like hating religious people phase, and they just embraced it more, and they just created like a non-religion out of it just to piss you off. That's literally all it is.
Why would you worship the loser? Like they clearly believe in the Bible, and like they probably know about it. It's like, yo, he loses in the end, bro. Like that's your God.
That's the whole troll. It's just to piss off religious people. If you look into them, they're literally just like a community of atheists that kind of hang out. It's like atheists that couldn't find community anywhere else because they're fucking losers, and so like that's what they made their identity.
By the way, Jose's an atheist. He's including himself in the loser department. Like he's not
Jose and I, we embrace. So. We found community in Tower Gang, which you can decide whether or not that's worse than the Satanist temple or not. But
it's basically the same thing.
It's basically the same. We don't drink each other's blood. We drink, you can figure it out. So
I think
foreskin shots. Wait, Clint, do you know what that is? A foreskin shot?
If you can't just figure it out by the 2 words, then
I can
when you stick a pebble in your foreskin and fucking.
Actually, if we're talking about the Bible, that's how David killed Goliath.
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be incredible.
Yeah.
I'd definitely become religious.
Actually, I don't think that is true because I think David is circumcised. So
no, but what was it? Who was it that actually had to go out and get like 200 foreskins? Well, it was David, wasn't it? Yeah, he had to go out and like get the foreskins of like 800 Philistines or something like that. And
actually,
did it.
Baller spoil of war. Like you always like you're like I killed 800 men and cut their foreskins off to devote to my God. Hail be him.
Did he kill them or did he get them voluntarily? Because that's a big difference.
He just goes in and starts cutting.
That is an all-white flex. Like you hold him down, cut his dick skin.
I think I don't know. Did he kill them because they were Jews? I don't remember exactly what the story.
By the way,
was
no, he killed them because they were Philistines.
Yeah, dude.
So,
that's right.
In this book, you don't kill the Jews; you kill the Philistines and the Amalekites.
By the way, going back to the Satan
the
thing,
Hittites and all those.
Yeah, imagine if like David did all that, but then he said "Hail Satan" at the end. How crazy people would go over that, but because he was just like, "Oh, praise God, I cut off all these dudes' dicks," and it's good now. Like,
when you read the Old Testament, you realize everything's all good as long as they're not Jews. You can do genocide, whatever. Not a Jew, all good, hands clean.
Man, even the goats. Like God was like, go in there, kill their women, children, burn their temples, burn their cities, and kill the goats too. It's like, what did the goats do? Just fucking kill
Leave
those
no
guys
remnant
too.
of their memory.
Well, that's why that
Yes.
was Saul's original downfall, is that he didn't murder all the women and children. He just killed the men, and God was like, "Fuck you, you're not one of my guys anymore."
God was really mad because the Jews were intermingling with like Gentiles, and he was like, "Fuck you, man!" Like,
Wait, here's a good question. If what would someone have to do to persuade you to give you? For you to give them your foreskin, not you, Cole. We know what's going on with you, but anyone else, like, is there a dollar amount? Can something someone could say or give you? Like, what are you guys thinking?
Does one of us in here have our foreskin still?
I thought Clint was gonna suck mine off, to be honest.
Cole, I just kept my foreskin. That's what happened there,
Oh, he put in like some vinegar or something and sit in a jar.
Hey, real quick, is it legitimate that the post-libertarians believe that like Satanism is actually like there's a real uptick in it, or is it just kind of what you would imagine Satanists would support, but they're not actually Satanists?
Dude, it's like the homeless thing. Like, no one was talking about homeless people until someone made a tweet about it, and then it's like, oh my god, we got to get rid of all these people. Like,
it started this morning with Charlie Kirk, and then I started talking to No Steppy about it. But it was like a generally tame conversation, and then I lost track of it, and it kind of got wild, and now it's like one of those.
I got involved. That's probably where. It
Rothbard definitely should not have done that piece in the '90s about unleashing the cops on the Satanists. So.
And the funny thing is, people too will always bring up they'll conflate terms when we're talking about like Satanism. They will bring up like actual weird cults going on, like say like the fucking like the elites that worship Moloch or their weird little fucking retreats or whatever, and they'll be like, "See, Satanism." I'm like, okay, well, I'm telling you, this weird group of nerds over here that are Satanists that you're saying are Satanists, don't do that. I'm sure there's some weird fucking crazy shit going on over there, and I don't know if they call that Satanism, but that's not what we're talking about here. They're doing some other weird, crazy fucking adrenochrome lizard shit. I don't know what they're doing.
I think it was mostly like the Satanism thing. I thought was mostly just because it was like a counterculture thing. Like, look how rebellious we are. Yeah,
I feel like
worship the Antichrist.
I feel like the post-libertarians are just watching American Horror Story and like, write that down. Which
is kind of, it's a counterculture thing, which is kind of my point. Like, literally, the Satanist thing came out of the excesses of like the fucking like the 90s and 2000s like conservative right. Like the religious right, and they like came out of that.
Saying.
So they're it's kind of the same thing with like shit posters and like woke culture. Like, if the more woke culture cracks down, the more we're like, fuck you, you pussies.
Yes,
and it's the same thing. Like, the more that you're like, we need to stop these Satanists. We need to crack down on their fucking, their right to talk about your fucking Satan or whatever. And then the more that they just get bigger because they get to go, look, see these fucking idiots, idiots, because they don't actually believe this shit. They're just trying to troll you and make you prove to the world what they think you are.
Right.
And you're only doing what they're saying you're going to do,
Yeah, I saw this satanic...
I mean, they're not legit, like, blood-drinking, devil worshippers like I am. They're just like,
Well, they pretend they pretend to be, right? Like, I saw this satanic doo-wop band called Twin Temple. It's an awesome combination.
Awful.
That sounds like hell.
They put on a pretty good live show, but their vocalist, woman, spit blood all over the crowd during the set, and I was right up front. Like, yeah, all right, this is pretty.
Is it just her period blood?
And you know what though, with Satanists, the ones who probably do gay shit like drink blood or whatever weird edgy thing they do, they're probably like, well, this is ethically sourced from someone who consented, and they did that. And it's not like they're like hunting down babies and like, give me your fucking blood. Like, it's like, well, Sarah over here is willing to do it. We put her under with a local anesthetic, and she signed a contract saying, I'll give her my blood and blah 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 blah. Like, it's not this like evil crazy thing. It is. They're just trying to make a point of it. Like, if anything, they're like the most annoying PC fags ever, usually.
Cole, what actually happened at that show is the singer from Brass Against came out and mentioned.
Hey, what's Clint doing with his right hand there?
What he does every show.
I can tell. That's how you can tell. I can see the foreskin. He's still got his foreskin.
I can see it on there.
I'm trying to get the last little bit of salsa out of this thing. I'm sorry.
Are you eating right now?
That's what she said.
Yeah, bro. I've been going to the school of Hotep Jesus. I'm just eating during streams now.
Clint is doing a foreskin shot of salsa out of his own.
That sounds kind of painful, Clint, depending on how hot that salsa is.
That would be.
You see that guy in the chat trying to get me to say a really fucking ridiculous word with my borderline lisp?
It's even weirder right now. You're exceptionally nasally, Jose, for some
Jose,
reason.
Your existence has hijacked the Jackman household, by the way. Like, they're
still inviting me on.
Yeah, I know. Like, you got to go on that show, but they're just like, Eric's brother was just like, that guy is just like everything. He's just like overtaking the libertarian consciousness.
I don't get what the obsession is, but I'm here for it. Keep spreading the good word. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah. All they bring up is like one line, which I mean, like,
drop the line, Jose. Let's hear it.
You could say we had sex, but we didn't fuck.
Is this Eric Cartman now?
It's like me doing an impression of myself.
God, that is one of the ones that I whenever the intro is playing, I scream that shit whenever like
we didn't fuck.
I do love like
I actually got to use that line in real life. Like one of my friends was telling me the first time he had sex, like he didn't ejaculate. And he was like, so I think I was still a virgin after that. I was like, well, you could say you had sex, but you didn't fuck. So I got to use it in real life.
That's such a Seinfeld thing. Like if Reed's life was a Seinfeld episode, he'd be like, you could say you had sex, but you didn't fuck.
I still don't get how a dude wouldn't ejaculate at some point during the process, but maybe that's just me, Mr.
What? Did you just like someone touch your wiener and use nut?
yeah, exactly.
Well, it's a power.
You roll the window down and he nuts. Like that's how it goes.
Yeah.
That's like if you go on a podcast with 6 people and you just start eating fucking salsa. That's a power move, Toad. You gotta learn.
especially when you're the one with the biggest you're the biggest following, you have the biggest show, and you come on, you're just like,
what is this shit? That is not how it is, bro. I'm doing 5 streams today alone, and I have not eaten all day. I had to get food. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I get it.
Guys, he's basically a reporter. He's got like on the ground sources
today.
Well,
this is what happens is I have one more after this.
When sometimes if you're circumcised, if you're not circumcised, Cole, and like I don't know, your dick is like crunched up weird, and you go to piss, it comes out like all different ways, 5 spoons or whatever.
Yeah, it happens.
It's tiring. It's exhausting.
He's trying to get ahead of the curve.
I'm officially no longer hungry. Thank you.
I'm just trying to get ahead of the curve because you're gonna be gone for the next week.
What if you take the foreskin and just poke a bunch of holes in it so it becomes like a shower head almost?
Really is a golden shower at that point.
Oh God.
By the way, isn't that the most fucked up thing when it does come out like sideways, like it does it pits into and like, oh God, I fucking hate that.
Dude, it's like the coffee. It's like the coffee dispenser at the truck stop when it makes you think like, I wonder where that coffee dispenser's been.
I like it.
I have no idea what you're talking about, Reed.
And in the trash simultaneously. That's when you know that you're doing something right.
Just for you, O'Donnell, nigger.
And what is it that causes that to happen though? Is there like a come back up like in the urethra?
Usually, it has happened after.
That's the only time it happens for me.
After sex, and then like you come in or whatever. Yeah. But then the next morning, it is like like sealed shut or whatever.
Dude,
you just gotta push harder.
The worst thing about like super late night sex is that like then you're like. You wanted to pass out right after, but then also part of you's like, I really gotta fucking pee. Like, sleep, pee.
Yeah,
sleep,
and then there's
pee.
I also need
drunk.
To drink
Am I gonna piss my pants? No, I think.
What happens is that it's actually like a glob of dried cum that's in there, so then it becomes like passing a stone. Like Reed knows all about it.
Yeah, but it's most of the way out. It's not in your freaking kidney, so it's a little bit different.
I don't know about you, but like after I come in her, I just go ahead and stay in there and then just piss right in there too.
That was such a big load, baby.
I wonder how many first-time viewers I've got from seeing me on Kennedy, and then they're like, "Oh, okay, I guess I'll watch episode 200." And then they just see this.
Did you hear his friend say "nigger"?
That's why I tweeted that, man.
If you come inside your girl and then pee, that's how you get an Asian baby. No,
but wouldn't that mean you would still have to?
Right. I get it. I got it, Tom.
I'm sorry. I'm trying.
But you would have to still have a boner at that point, and then you would have to pee, unless you let your dick become limp again, and then you're soaking basically, and then you.
I love how every time you talk about sex, I love how every time you talk about sex, you convince me more and more you haven't had sex. The question with Toad all the time is he's supposedly a vol cell that may or may not have had sex, and then over time you're like, dude, you've not had sex.
Jose, I can say that is not true. I've slept with Toad personally. So.
That's true.
He actually had sex, but he didn't fuck.
That's true.
Yeah, but did you ejaculate or did he? Because that makes a difference. You
I stuck it in him, and then he ejaculated.
It's like the human centipede. Wait, does that? Nobody's really gay here. I don't think. But does the other guy?
I don't think.
Hey, listen,
I don't know how that works.
Judging. we're all libertarians or agorists here. But does a guy getting fucked come?
I mean, supposedly they say the prostate's like the G spot, but I've always been like, yeah, you can have that. I'm cool.
Yeah,
like, I'm not gonna find out. Like, yeah, maybe rub my taint a little bit, but let's not get weird.
You're not letting your wife go up there? Have
whoa! Wait, you don't ejaculate during a prostate exam? What?
Yeah, that's completely normal, Cole. Keep telling me more about your sex life. What do you guys do with your butthole?
So you mean your wife doesn't put the TV remote in your asshole? That's just normal, bro. Yeah, that's the only reason I recorded that Reed segment on Fox. That the remote was so far in my asshole.
By the way, a woman.
There'd be no other worthwhile reason to record that shit.
A woman would never.
I was hitting the buttons with my teeth.
A woman would never put the remote control in a dude's asshole though, because she always needs to be in control of it.
In control of the asshole or the remote?
I'm gonna drink for that one.
I don't know. Whichever.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
I can't wait till Clint actually gets in on here and actually does something.
Yeah, why didn't you just wait like the extra 10 minutes it took you to eat and then come on?
I just brought him on as soon as the camera went on, and he's like putting his headphones on, and then he's going like this. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, this is a real Josh Smith move here.
I'm sorry, I was already late. I wasn't gonna miss the show. I feel like I had to hear what was going on. Otherwise, I would have been like, "What'd you guys cover?" Oh, lame.
But yeah, it's like we ever cover anything on these shows.
That's the fair point. Yeah.
Foreskin.
I'm trying to like look into the reflection of Clint's computer right there and just see what he has on there. I'm trying to see the porn file. It's like it's not porn and then not gay porn. It's what he has the files under.
It's actually porn with Clint in it. He's just watching himself.
Hey, question.
I'm angling away so you can't see it.
Question. We've had a few guys who've had relations in here. Have any of you guys made your own sex videos? And have you then beat off to said sex videos?
Yes.
I'm not gonna lie, those are my favorite things to beat off, and maybe it's gay, but I'll be honest, I'm not so much looking at her as I'm at me. Like, look at you go, buddy.
You're a fucking champion.
Like a thoroughbred. Gorilla.
The only sex videos Toad can film are man with small penis talks dirty.
Jesus.
It's just him like doing like he has another phone and he's just he's like having video sex with somebody and he's just recording the video sex like this.
Well, up here, because you have to still be a bad guy, and up here that means that you're whispering like racial slurs into her ear. So that's
it's just normal in Massachusetts. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh,
yeah, no kidding.
By the way, I said Bill in there. I don't think it's gay to beat off to yourself. Like that's like extra not gay. I think.
Well, I mean, listen, my kids will probably watch this.
That's
but when
egoism
you look at porn,
is what it is.
My kids will probably watch this.
Well,
when you're watching porn,
this is a teaching
when you watch porn,
yeah,
do you look for like a guy with average dick, a half flaccid cock? No, you're like yo, like let's get the good stuff in here, right?
Yeah, dude.
I mean,
when you
is that
see
gay?
a girl double fisting it and it's still in her mouth, it's like I just can't like envision this. It's just too unrealistic. So you gotta go.
With dick size in porn, though, it's a balancing act because if it's too big, then it's like. They're like just doing this weird move, but at the same time, you want to be like, yeah, that's my big dick. Like,
no,
yeah.
I mean,
why is it black though? Like, that's my big black dick.
Yours isn't.
Everybody knows that my preferred porn genre is lesbian MILF lactation porn. So
that checks out. That's something a 14-year-old would beat off.
Breast milk actually is delicious.
Porn, my least favorite thing about porn is when in the 90s they used to have these cut scenes when the dude was about to come where it would pan to his face and you'd have to watch his face and I'm trying to time my own ejaculation with this dude, right? So right when I'm like getting close, I have to watch this fucking clown make the craziest faces. It's a nightmare.
You know the one that
Power Hour.
You know one of the worst things about porn? Have you ever been like beating it and then like you're like, yeah, this is the good stuff, and then all of a sudden, right when you're about to like crescendo, it gets weird, and then but then you can't like change the tab, and you're like, well, I'm already.
No, actually, Jose, I've never beaten off to 2 girls, 1 cup. So.
Like all of a sudden they start like doing weird stuff or something. Like I can't even think of an
stick the
example.
foot in, and you're like, oh.
No, I got an example for you. This is a true story. I was fucking right about the climax, right? And my mom FaceTimes me. I'm trying to fast forward to the ejaculation part, right? And I fucking answer it, and I fucking stop looking at my mom.
You finished, and you finished anyway.
You did not do
finish?
that.
Did you finish? Did you finish, Clint? Did you finish?
In this hypothetical story, absolutely, it was awful. I didn't go to a
So you had to keep a straight face looking around like, hey, how are you?
Clint, I'm gonna call your father. His information's out there. I'm gonna call him directly and let him know what you just said.
Dude, that would be so bad that you could be like mid cum and the cum would just go back into your penis.
Nah, dude. Once
that really bad.
This is once again how we know you've never had sex. But once it starts, there's no stopping it. It's happening.
Do you even have a dick?
It would be really funny if you come, but you get it all over the screen, and so now you should talk to your mom, but she has a cream pie on her face, and so you can't even wipe it off. It's just right there. So you gotta be like, yeah, Mom, yeah, I'll take care of that. Don't worry. And you just
Anyway, on tomorrow's episode of Naturalist Capitalist, he'll have John Stossel.
Dude, it's like showing James Lindsay and Kim Iverson and then like all these like deep thoughts, and then this is the show. Everyone's just like, what the hell?
It's interesting. John Stossel is actually deaf in that 1 year because the guy fucked him in it. So
all right, I gotta tell you the funniest porn thing I ever saw. I remember once one of my buddies had a subscription, and then like I didn't pay for it because I'm not a fucking loser, but he did, and he gave me his password and shit. And I remember like so it was like the HD good shit, and like I remember like okay they were doing like he was banging around the butt and stuff, and then he like pulled out to like then nut on her face, that move, and then whenever he did, a piece of shit flew out of his dick hole as like the first nut. It landed like right here, and like I remember thinking like. What, they didn't like cut this or do anything? Like no, they just played it off like nothing. And like right after he nutted, he did this move where he kind of like caressed her, but it was to wipe the shit off, like to be like a polite. And I just remember being like for me that's like the funniest thing ever because like he just completely played it off like nothing when he knew he got shit in her face. He knew because he did the move to like take it off like all like sort of like
look
but,
at
like
fucking
played
Simba.
No, he actually leaned into it. He leaned into it and turned it into a dirty Sanchez.
And it just makes me wonder if like she goes back and watch that later and goes, oh my god.
Everything that the sun touches is
and by the way, what Bill said there, I don't think it's gay. It can't be gay to watch porn of yourself, even though I don't think that it's exciting. Because if that was gay, then masturbating would be gay. So
it is. Masturbating is
correct,
gay.
Bill.
Oh,
you are correct.
Well,
yeah, masturbating is the gayest thing you can do. Basically, you're touching a man's dick. And
wait, so you guys know?
I watch gay porn all the time. It's not gay.
You guys know the stranger? Like you sit on your arm till it falls asleep, and then you jerk off.
Oh yeah.
What you can do is the reverse stranger. You sit on your dick till it falls asleep, and then it feels like you're jerking someone else off.
Reed stealing jokes over there.
Has that one been told? Yeah, El Popo will probably say that on his show.
That's what we do here. We just diligently study other shows and comedians and just steal every little bits of their joke. Because you know what they say, like there are such things as original thoughts, so we steal them from everyone else. So
what number episode are you on now on your show?
Me?
146.
Oh,
yeah. So like from 0 to 100, I really didn't have any enemies. From 100 to 200, holy shit, did I make a lot of adversaries?
Facts, dude. And that's so funny, man. Because episode 100 was Matt Erickson and Vince.
You fucked up.
Yeah. And then like everything fell apart after that. So yeah, I'm still gonna continue to have deep conversations with people that not everybody loves, and I don't know, man. I'm not gonna stop. I'm not gonna stop. I love you all, even if you hate me. I love you anyway. Can't stop. Won't stop.
I don't love you all. I'll just throw that out there. I hate you.
And by the way, the FaceTime hypothetical story that I came up with on the fly did not steal that from anybody. That's an original bit.
On the
You're welcome,
fly,
Popo.
get it? Like, never mind.
I don't even remember if I said it in that episode, but I was also part of me is like, I kind of hope he did because I don't care.
There's a real problem in America because you're reminding me like there's a big trend of porn now is like mother-son stuff, which is odd.
Ooh.
I think it's weird. Maybe I'm just a different generation.
And brother-sister stuff too. That's our
It's
it's
weird,
incest.
but at the same
Incest
time,
is
you
like-
miss me with that gay shit because who the fuck pays attention to the story?
Cole,
I do. I'm here for the story, bro. I'm here for the art.
Yeah,
Wait,
the fuck you
Cole,
guys
that's-
doing?
he's an artist, so he's sentimental about that type of stuff.
Honestly, though, it is evidence of the the degeneracy, as the post-libertarians would call it, of having everyone in not multi-generational, but split homes where you have divorces and stepsisters and stepmoms. And yeah, if you're like 15 and your dad marries a smoke show, I'm sure you have an interest in her. So then they put it in a porn genre. That's just how it works, man.
Well, that's different, man. That's a stepmom.
Oh, what's there's ones where it's just banging your actual mom. That's
who hasn't had that?
Yeah,
Who hasn't had that older?
They're actually
sibling?
banging your mom, Clint. So.
The toaster videos
that hurts. I don't know
myself,
where.
That's more what I'm into, but
Wait, say again.
The toaster videos, that's more what I'm into. Like, when
What's a
it's-
toaster video?
I don't know. It's,
Yeah, I
just,
don't know.
it's probably
You
a
put
thing.
your dick in a toaster?
Probably.
Drop the
No,
toaster in the
Reed
tub.
watches
So
videos.
warm.
Reed watches videos of women bathing with toasters, I believe.
It's the
Seems like
best
some
way
real
to
serial killer
guarantee to
shit.
stop a woman, to stop a white woman, have her bathe
right.
with a toaster.
By the way, what's the weirder thing to happen is that the step porn or like the foot porn, which is really fun to me, is step and foot, but like what's the one that's been weirder?
Which one do you go to jail
This
for?
this is a simulation. This is a complete simulation. I never even thought of that, Cole. Holy shit, man. You fucking blowing my mind right
Wait a
now.
minute.
Like foot porn and step porn are just in like they're growing together.
I think
Did
Just
nothing for me.
for the audience, that was an El Popo bit, and we're sorry, but we're just gonna riff off of it anyway.
But wait a minute, though. Whoa. But feet are fucking weird, and like if you have this
No,
hot
they're
chick,
not, bro.
if you have this hot chick that's not related to you, like who cares if your parents are married to each other?
Okay, wait. I've got a serious question related to the Polpo thing. It's the Go On Tower Gang.
Mhm.
We've stole that from him. How else do you
Yeah,
say
we
it?
did.
How
No,
how
we
else
just
do you
we totally stole it. Like that
Well,
was-
no.
Would
How
you
else do you
please
phrase that?
attend the weekly gathering of Tower Power
Yeah,
Hour?
we need to like start saying it. Like, I mean, go on Infowars. Go on the Naturalist Capitalist.
No.
Go
Hey,
on
we should do it like Jesus freaks. Just walk up to people and be like, "Do you have a few minutes to spare for Tower Power Hour?"
I don't know how
Can
we
I
didn't
tell-
do. How did we not come up with "Come On Tower Power Hour"? That seems like it's so. easy
I don't
to-
do that because I don't
did.
want it to sound
I
like
said
that.
that it should be that. I've said that.
It should be that.
Well,
I
'cause
know, I like
technically
the go on though. Like
we come on
I don't-
them.
Yeah,
So
well, I
it's
like the go on thing.
odd.
It's just simple. It's quick to throw out. Anyone can do it. Like, and I
And
don't
it
know.
works
Whatever.
if you're
I get.
us.
Yeah, like
Well,
it works
this-
if we're us. Like I don't know. It's so goddamn
This
dumb.
is a great comment.
What is an El Popo? No one knows. He's the Highlander of Wiggers. That's all we know. Yeah,
It's an octopus, I believe.
as far as his critique of that, because I was stupid enough to watch that debate that you had with him, and he said that basically we ruined the joke of them inviting people on his show, and I'm like, wait, we didn't ruin the joke. We're actually inviting people on.
People come on our show.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying not even that they come on. Like his whole point was that we did it to people that would never come on, and I'm like, okay, well, we're not doing that. We're inviting people that we think we can actually get on. So it's
Well,
a totally
We
different.
also
By
did
the
it
way,
to
I
people
wanna-
that
I
would
wanna
never
point
come
out
on
it's
and
this-
did.
Right.
I mean, we do
Yes.
Hail Marys.
I was gonna say
occasionally,
this
too,
is the same people though. The people that would not go on his show are the ones
Well,
that
true.
were saying, "Come on, Tower Gang," and we think they will. So
True,
Right.
true.
yeah.
I don't know. I will
So,
say
I'm
though,
gonna-
I
I'm gonna
think we should
continue to
start
say
doing an
it ironically.
outro. I think we should start doing an outro on the show and be like a citations and just be Popo.
Popo and Hitler.
That way they can never complain. We cited our material.
All jokes written by El Popo.
Honestly, should we start paying him as an underwriter? I feel like we should actually
Yeah.
just
Nah,
bring him
bro.
on.
He's He's not a fucking grifter, bro. Come on, man. Chill.
No, we have to be really specific about the credits. So the idea of having a guest on your show, credit.
By the way, me and Toad are the only
on your show through social media.
Me and Toad are the only ones not grifters on here because we don't have a Patreon. All of you other fuckers make money off.
Because you're the most lazy. Don't.
Yeah, but come on,
But
Cole,
hey,
you're using Tower Gang's YouTube channel for your own show. Like that's like me being like, hey Dave, you mind if I live stream the Naturalist Capitalist to part of the problem? Like, I just won't do it very often.
Get your own channel, bitch.
I will, and I'm still gonna do it on ours because it's just.
No, live stream it from the Twitter thing to grow the Twitter channel, and that's it. Live stream it from your YouTube and the Twitter.
It's the dumbest shit that you guys are the only ones that don't have a Patreon because you're the only ones with a legit community around your show.
True. It's so crazy.
Trying. I got over 150 subscribers on my locals now. They're not all paying subscribers, but considering I only started a couple months ago and I only recently started pushing it, I'm really amazed that many people are like interested in seeing what's coming from this.
Oh, what you think you're such a big timer and you just you make such a big difference in this sphere and change the world, huh?
yeah, Clint, you think you just single-handedly ended all the lockdowns?
I do, and it's incredible that there are other people out there that think that they played a part at all. When I had a show on YouTube where I talked about ending the lockdowns and then they ended. Come on.
Yeah.
You guys need to watch Clint's latest episode. He had this trucker on in Canada just to tell him, hey dude, shut the fuck up. This has nothing to do with you guys with your stupid little protest up there. This is all because of my show.
Baby.
Stop stealing my credit.
When I started to cry in the 25th minute mark when he was walking around and I lied and I said that it was because it was so touching to see all the uplifting, spirits and the hugs and the emotion and the love there. It was actually that I was just so heartbroken that he wasn't crediting me, that everyone wasn't crediting me.
I saw it as you being so proud of yourself that it was like, God, look at what I've done.
You fucking cried on your show? I gotta watch that now.
I teared up a little bit, just a little bit.
I don't know if you saw, there were a few flags at the protest that said, this is because of Liberty Lockdown show that we decided to do this convoy.
I do
Liberty
love
lockdown fucked me too.
Those are actually the Nazi flags that were there.
No, that's from my show.
I do love how that whole episode that Pulpo, a lot of it was just mind reading. Like, this is what you guys think, and I'm like, okay, well, and then I'm like, no, we don't. I'm like, yes, you do. And I'm like, okay.
That was the weirdest thing. They really what bothered me is he kept saying, everybody else thinks this about you too, and I'm like, first off, you don't know everybody else. So there's like a lot of people that fuck with all of us in different capacities. So for you to just project your own opinion onto us and then to mind read and say what we think and feel about all of these other people, it's crazy, man. It was genuinely crazy.
Honestly, I really want to make our group chat public. Just to show the stupid shit we talk about that has nothing to do, we're not.
Wait. You need to omit my messages first because they're pretty.
Oh yeah.
I don't think I can handle that.
By the way, I
by
believe
messages, he just means just sending his tweets and being like, "Hey guys, like and just share this, please."
What you're talking about? You popped your nigger bubble on your Denny
there's
episode,
a lot of those that I don't send.
Yeah, that's true.
El Pulpo, by the way, stole the idea of hating Jose. So
yes.
Yep. Someone else.
We all hate Jose.
Yeah, and I would suggest not watching that episode, but definitely go donate if you guys know what I'm talking about to Neocon Remover to help with that. It literally was like an hour of accusations, and I would just address them completely seriously. And then half the time when we disagreed, I'd just be like, okay.
It's actually the perfect fundraiser for you.
Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
By the way, Jose,
you
need to be crediting.
To think.
So much.
1% time.
I was just gonna say it was weird when he was getting upset with you because you're like, you're free to think that, and he's like, oh yeah, am I free to think that? You think you have control over my thoughts? And you're like, no, I just don't feel like arguing. Like, you can think that about me, but it's really detached from reality. Like if I thought that I was fucking with a bunch of egotistical, joke stealing nutcases like they describe us to be, I'd be like, I'm not involved with this. But that's their perception, and they're they're welcome.
By the way, we
It's okay
are
if he thinks
egotistical
that.
joke stealing nutcases. We just don't steal your jokes.
I only steal Derek's jokes, so let's.
It was funny. I pointed out that like
shout out Liberty for
you need to start crediting
shout out.
Kevin Hobby when you say you want to beat up women, because every time you say that and you don't give him credit, that's actually IP theft, if you ask me.
What I
Kevin
was saying
Hobby
is
started beating up women.
Well, and by the way, Clint, his entire like identity is based on theft, essentially, because his podcast is the same name as this well-known anti-lockdown documentary that came out.
Oh yeah, yeah. Type in Liberty Lockdown. Clint's first, and then the guy after him. He's doing like these fucking church meetings online in Australia or something. It's pretty interesting.
Oh, he's doing actually good stuff.
I mean, Clint does,
Subscribe to the real Liberty Lockdown, not me. Some other random.
Clint does look like when you're playing like a RPG game and you make your character and like you do nothing to him but add a goatee. Like that's what he looks like. Just the base one. You're like, I'll throw a goatee. Whatever. Let's get fucking playing.
I've never heard El Polpo say that. Where'd you come up with that?
By the way, his life is the RPG though, because he did everything and now he just fucks bitches. He's just like in the end game. He's already he completed the story. Now he's just like fucking around.
I'm like in GTA 5, and I beat it a long time ago, and now I'm just like chilling.
Now Michael started a podcast, and in the game you're just podcasting.
Clint is actually the MMO version of GTA 5 because it seems like it's going to be fucking awesome, and then it's not really.
Oh Jesus!
Damn.
I'm not nerdy enough to get that
was a
joke,
good
but I
one.
can tell the spirit of it was very vindictive.
Yeah. Not nice. We're supposed to uplift our brothers. What the fuck?
By the
Tony?
way, everyone who's watching this who hasn't seen Tower Gang, this is literally all we do, and everybody hates us for some reason. They're all jealous of us.
Which is weird because they could literally not watch, as many people have tuned out of this episode already, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And
How
some
crazy
people
is-
love it. And
I
some
don't know.
people hate
The,
it.
the
Okay.
view count has gone up actually. I've been watching the live viewers.
Yeah.
It's going up the whole time.
Oh, we're at 69 right now. Nice.
Yeah,
Keep
nice.
it right
Yeah,
there.
nice.
It's when,
Yeah,
it's when
I
I
think-
finished my tacos, everyone got pumped. I get it.
I think you need to change your format, Reed. Obviously, this is what works. So.
By the way, Dave and all these other people like that do comedy podcasts, it fucking works. Even though I'm pretty sure that part of the problem is bigger than Legion of Skanks, which is really funny to me.
You think so? I don't think so.
Yeah.
I 100% believe so.
No, it's.
I don't think.
Well,
it's
you know,
very
the
close.
naturalist capitalist is
You're
bigger than
retarded,
Tower
Cole.
Gang, so
I'm gonna look it up right now.
I guarantee you, part of the problem dwarfs Legion of Skanks.
No,
Or no,
no,
opposite.
no,
I said
the
it
other
wrong,
way.
The opposite way. Yeah.
No, it's neither. They're actually pretty close.
Really?
Yeah, I think they're close, but I think Legion of Skanks is probably still a little higher. But Dave has
It
been
is.
on Rogan all the time now, so he's kind of boosting his profile.
He's
like
inching
that.
up on his compadres, that's for sure.
He
By the
doesn't need
way,
any more
if
interest, but
anyone's
yeah.
gonna accuse,
Exactly.
if anyone's gonna accuse us of stealing shit, you should all accuse us of robbing Dave Smith. He does part of the problem. We all do a variant of that, and he does Legion of Skanks, and we do Tower Power Hour. El Popo, you owe everything to Dave Smith just as we do. Thank you, sir.
Well,
I
I
mean,
feel like who started
when we
first, Tom
started-
Woods or Dave? Because then they can go back to Tom, and then they can go
Tom-
back to
Tom-
fucking Curry too, like Adam Curry started
the, like,
podcasting to begin with.
The original like Liberty podcast, I think, were Tom Woods and Lines of Liberty starting on, I think, actually the same day or something.
no,
like that.
probably Scott Horton and Ryan Dawson. To be honest, they were in like the 90s.
There we
I'm
go.
serious.
That's a
Drink.
fair point. Yeah.
Yep, there it
Says
is.
Ryan
Dawson. No, but I'm serious. They were
I'm out of beers, man.
They
I
were
gotta
back
get
in
more
like the
beers.
late 90s.
I'm sober, so.
Didn't Tom start in like 2008 or something?
I don't know.
I don't
I
either.
don't know when he
but
started.
I
I know when we started Tower Power Hour, though, we literally were like, we're gonna have like our kind of like group chats, but we do want to kind of sort of touch on libertarian theory. So I don't know, something between like a mix of Legion of Skanks and part of the problem. As time has gone on, we've gone more Legion of Skanks and part of the problem, but we still weave in and out. So
I think the RSS technology wasn't really available until like 05, 06. So anybody that started in the late aughts, they're like OG. I know Bill Simmons, Rogan, a handful of others, Adam Curry, No Agenda, obviously, and just a few others. And I think Tom and Dave both started in the early 10, 11, 12 range. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
I think that's right.
Sal's
And
in
Lines
here.
of
He says
Liberty.
Woods is the OG, but he's actually wrong. I know Lines of Liberty started a little bit earlier, but I mean,
by like a second.
I'd guess the Woods immediately took the scene pretty quickly.
I don't know.
yeah,
This person backs me up, whoever he is, so I'm going with it. Peter Schiff, another person says, I don't know when he started.
who's this Ryan Dawson guy?
Yeah, he's shorter than Top Lobster. That's all I know.
Hey, can you explain?
Is he that like
hair?
out of shape, skinny fat guy? Is that who you're talking about?
Can you explain his hair, please? I didn't watch that Four Horsemen, but I just saw the like thumbnail and I saw his.
Oh, he has
hair.
a hat on.
No,
it's a hat.
One
it's
he had like spiky fucking hair.
Yeah, it's a hat.
I think he's balding and just isn't letting it go. That's what it is.
Wow. Okay.
That's my thing. I think his
He's
hair is
doing
just
like a
really
Tim-
thin, balding. He's like, well, I'll just do a long emo thing and it'll fucking be okay. Like, nah, bro, like that shit's receding.
It's called the emo version.
He's Clint if he didn't like he's Clint if Clint wasn't like reasonable and was like, all right, this shit's going. Let's see a shave.
That's called the
Wait,
Tim
Clint, do
Pool.
you actually shave it or is it just gone?
Oh yeah.
Just
No, I have to shave it. I've got a decent amount of hair left, man. I got to shave it, but it's great. Like I could grow it out, and it doesn't look awful, but it's gray as hell. So I got to dye it.
Well,
too,
that
and
picture when he got doxxed, he had like a little bit of hair. It looked weird. But
but I mean, I was also sexy as fuck, obviously. So
well, dude, yeah, I mean,
that's actually what he meant by the fact that he got doxxed. It was actually just a picture of him with a little bit of hair.
Yeah, I was like, oh, he proved it.
So, Clint, I shaved my head in high school a lot, and I hated it because you'd like turn your head and your pillow would fall off your bed, and like try to pull a shirt over, and he'd like rip it in half as it's coming over, unless you shaved it like every 3 or 4 days. So, how often do you shave it?
That's what you got to do. Shave it every 3 days. That's what I do, man. Otherwise, you're right though. Day 2, day 3, it is like straight
sandpaper,
man. You could like, if like. I was thinking about this yesterday because I'm completely out of my mind. I was thinking if Joe Biden were to walk past me and to have his like old man skin graze my stubbled head, it would probably tear it off, and you would see the lizard underneath. Yeah, I think about things like this.
By the way, does your dick have a goatee too?
For sure.
Oh, good question.
Does my dick have a goatee? No.
Well,
just shave just in
just picture what Clint just said, but then apply that to manscaping, like to the entire body. Like, imagine what my asshole is like.
God, Toad, whenever you have sex, the woman's
been
gonna love
forced
it.
to imagine that so many times. Please stop. Someone wants to know what was your high and your low points in your 100 through 200th episodes. Reed.
No, I'll look at it. Is it near the bottom?
I can tell you the low point.
Was the seizure guy before or after episode 100?
Oh God.
What's the best episode you've done?
Well, the most successful one was, I think it's 113 with Dave Smith on the Four Horsemen. That one got a lot of views. That one went pretty well.
But that's not what I asked.
Yeah, my favorite, I don't know, having Peter Schiff on, that was pretty insane. Like, that was surreal.
The low point, the Four Horsemen with me.
No, the low point was definitely, well, let's see. It's that
Seizure
fucking
guy.
video I had. Yeah. Well, there's that one too. But that video
Seizure guy was a low point.
That video I had to make defending myself against stupid allegations, that was probably the low point.
Dude,
but
that was pretty baller. It's been a great resource in retrospect, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Fuck, yeah. No, that sucked.
Documenting this shit from the beginning, because it gets to the point where the storylines get so mixed up that you're like, I don't even remember what we're arguing about anymore. And you're like, well, just look at this.
Who was the fucking autist that did it for you again?
Adam Fitzgerald.
Adam Fitzgerald. That's
Adam's a legend.
He's a man. Dude, so you know that video I did with Jason Burmis about Flight 93 and all that? He did like a 2-hour and 40-minute review of my 58-minute interview with Jason Burmis. So he posted on Twitter, he's like, hey guys, I made this video reviewing Reed's interview, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll check this out. And I go open it, and I'm like, holy fuck. But yeah, he's the man. That guy is he's weaponized autism. He's like a wrecking ball of autism. You just fling it in the right direction.
Oh, yeah.
He's got one of those Glenn Beck boards behind him with like strings attaching different topics that you guys discussed. You're like, bro, you need to do something else. By the way, someone wants to ask what our opinion is of the incoming Trudeau Gulf of Honkin incident, which I
like
great.
I think there's a real chance of that. Honestly, I think a false flag of some sort. If they don't, I don't know why they wouldn't do it at this point. Honestly,
I think the next move is some sort of CPS shit, and they try to take the kids, and like that is going to be a really crucial moment because, all right, how do I put this? if you're trying to take my kids, like
you're not taking my kids.
Yeah, you're not taking my kids. That's
By
when
kids,
violence becomes a thing.
Clint means sperm.
So that's
already took Clint's kids in that case. So.
I'm hoping if it comes to that, they can find some way to just through sheer force without actually doing violence prevent that. Because if violence breaks out, it will be an issue. It will get wild, and obviously they will try to make it look like the truckers are at fault. And while I'm completely 100%. And I've said this before, I think like even with like political violence in general, like if it's against the right people, it's morally permissible. It's just not the majority of the time. It's not practical or works towards your ends.
Right.
I think the move is
the
move is if the government does get violent, and the people don't want to have an armed revolution, which is probably a bad idea, just take your key out the truck and fucking leave. Everybody take it, leave it right where it's at, pull the brakes and bounce.
Dude, have you seen the people calling to slash tires? First of all, like, I want to see the fucking videos of people slashing tires.
Yeah, that'll help.
I don't know how many of you, I know Todd
I encourage that.
I don't know how many of the rest of you have ever seen a fucking semi-tire blow.
I've worked on airplanes. I get the idea. Their tires are big. Go for it, dumbasses.
Well, I've heard them when I've been driving and just had a semi like blow out near me, and it sounds like a shotgun blast. It's
dude,
it'll take your fucking head off, man. It's crazy. But
so
you don't have to do that.
I'm ready for people to go with box cutters and just like right up to a tire. That's
in aircraft maintenance training. They showed us horror videos of people doing dumb shit like that or overinflating fucking tires.
Yeah,
that's how you die. Yeah, go for it. Have fun,
dude,
guys.
Well, honestly, go slash their tires and then like the truckers be like, all right, they're already here. We're not moving anywhere.
Dude,
the whole point is we go to a place and we don't move. Now you're just making it more immovable.
They're saying like go steal their fuel. Tires. Yeah, go steal their fuel and slash their tires and remove them. It's like, wait, are you actually thinking about your thought process here?
Because then the trucks are just going to sit there, and then you have to have the military come in and remove it. But then it's going to take fucking ever to move all these.
And then, also, dude, some of the ones some of the ones in Ottawa, they're crane trucks. Like the boom is up in the air and the outriggers are on the ground. You can't just go in and tow that. Like,
also, like, wasn't there a bunch of like towing companies that were just like, yeah, we're not going to tow them?
Yeah, dude. Do you guys know that Highway to Hell show from I think
I'm not a
British
Satanist,
Columbia?
So.
But there's this pretty popular show. These guys, I forget what the name of the highway is, but there's this really treacherous highway.
It's AC/DC actually.
Yeah, there's this really treacherous highway in British Columbia, and they just do a TV show of going and pulling trucks off the road. But they called them to go to Ottawa, so they went all the way to Ottawa, and then they just got there and went into the bar and started drinking with the truckers. So this is like pretty great.
It literally makes no sense. Well, what's crazy is we at the same time we have the truckers. We also have like shit going on in Ukraine where like we're gonna have two false flags at the same time. It's just like and
dude, it's
both
so
of them are
dumb.
gonna be retarded. Like it's gonna be
the
like,
whole time we're arguing about Satanism. Amazing.
this is so
fucking amazing.
No, and the homeless.
The homeless and Satanists. Yeah, we're about to enter.
But Biden like told the U.S. embassy in Ukraine to like evacuate. It's like like they're just preparing for this shit. And like
dude,
the whole
Russia
time, I feel like
still is saying they are not going to invade. Like there's
that's
no...
what's so crazy about this. Russia's like, no, we're not going to invade. And in the U.S. is just like, no, they're lying. They're going to totally invade. And we're like, no, we're not. Even in Ukraine's like, guys, we have a great relationship with them. Like, they're not going to invade. They're like, no, they're going to bomb your children. It's like, they're not going to do anything.
Yeah, dude. And then you look at our track record with, like, let's see, Gaddafi, with, Assad, with Saddam Hussein.
WMDs.
With, like, I mean, like, oh, yeah, I don't know why we wouldn't just trust you guys and believe everything you tell us about what's going on.
Well, Dave had a great breakdown in Part of the Problem where they asked that one, I can't remember which government agent it was that came out there, fucking lizard person, and was like, yeah, we're unclassifying that evidence of Russia planning a false flag attack. And they're just like, well, can we see this evidence? He's like, yeah, I just told you. We're unclassifying the evidence. He was like,
I have a source for this.
Dude, that was Matt Lee, who is the only legitimate reporter in DC. He is unbelievable, and he's been doing this forever. He's been made famous in my mind by No Agenda, who constantly brings him up. He's the only one that asks hard questions, and he holds them to account when they don't respond accordingly. That was amazing.
It was
he's like
so
we have,
funny too.
We have declassified the information, and Matt just goes, "Okay, where?" And he's like, "I just told you it." Can you imagine saying that counts as declassification? Incredible moment.
It's like
it was,
that meme. It's like
he literally brought up.
sources. I made it up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
Well, he actually did bring up WMDs too. He's like, "Hey, God, you know that you told us that WMDs were in Iraq, and you lied about that." It's like, "Are you lying about this?" And he was like, "I just told you they're gonna do a false flag attack.
I just told you."
And
yes.
if they don't do a false flag attack, you need to thank us because we stopped the false flag attack. It's like, Jesus Christ, this is just
amazing. It's insane.
It's gaslighting.
The narrative surrounding Crimea too, like. I mean, so we installed a neo-Nazi government basically to take Russia out of Sevastopol, their only warm water port. And then after that government went and threatened Russia, Russia was just like, no, fuck you, we're not leaving. And so then they just left Crimea. And there's this narrative that Russia invaded Crimea. Like nobody came out of Russia into Crimea. The guys who were already in Crimea were just like, no, fuck you, we're not leaving. And so then our government we installed leaves. And then right after that, there's a referendum and 97% of Crimea voted, hey, let's join Russia. And so then they join Russia. And then that's sold to us as though Russia invaded Crimea. It's just like,
I'm not really familiar with Crimea. Is that in South Side Chicago?
Yes.
well, it is right on the Black Sea. So
honestly, bro, if Crimea was all upset about it,
it was actually 13% of the population that actually voted.
Wow. Geography joke. This is a new genre.
Obama was all upset about
and
it.
Statistics. Let's go.
Obama was all upset about it, and then Putin was like, "You know what, Barack? Cry me a river."
Killing it.
Drink.
Yeah, you guys supposed to drink. It wasn't Toad, but
that's right.
It is the whole Ukraine shit is so crazy because they're literally going to start World War III. Over nothing. Over literally just gaslighting us because
we're gonna let Toad go first.
Just looking for new hosts after that.
What I think is fascinating about this though is like they have obviously denied on numerous occasions that false flags are even a thing. Like no government would ever do that.
Yes.
But now they're bringing it up to prepare us for a potential proxy war with Russia. And I just think that's a really big mistake. Like you are now basically confirming what all of us conspiracy theorists have been saying forever, that almost every war in our lifetime has been, and I'm not just talking about American wars, I'm talking about every war in our lifetime has been predicated on false flag attacks. So
the beauty of it though is it's kind of an almost like we're sort of winning because they're leaning into the narrative a little bit because they have to. That's the only way they can work it. Like, well, this is a new thing. The media has gotten so decentralized to the point to where it's like they have to because they know we know. Like they know we know. And it's the same idea with like the Rogan thing where like you look at his numbers, look at him to the next highest competitor and he makes them look retarded. So it's like you can keep playing in this fantasy game of, oh, we're the respectable people and this is what we think, or you can try to buy into the narrative a little bit and try to, hold on to some semblance of respectability, which is like them using that false flag narrative is kind of that. But even then it's so weak because we're at this point where media is so
this is
like,
why
that thing's gone viral, that thing with that guy. And everyone's like, look at shit.
The Gulag Archipelago should be like required reading because there's a quote in there that I love where it's, we know they're lying. They know we know they're lying. Everyone knows they're lying, but they continue to still lie. And it's just the bravery of the people that just kind of like sit idly by as this goes on. And you know how that plays out in whatever we'll call it Russia for now.
I was thinking about this today. Go ahead, Tom. I'll let you finish.
Oh, go ahead. Finish up. Go ahead, man.
Hector, we already answered your question. Don't ask it again. I swear to God.
Well, I was thinking about this today of would it be better or worse if the media was actually more honest? Because like to me, it's like the less honest they get, the more people are just like, "Oh, this is all bullshit." Like it would.
That would be the reaction if they told us the truth too. They'd be like, "What? Like, why are we backing Al Qaeda against Assad?" Huh?
It's a win-win for us. If they lie, we have the fucking infrastructure now because media is so decentralized to blow them out of the water. If they tell the truth, cool, they're telling the truth, and now we get it to that audience. Like, who cares?
But I didn't say necessarily the truth. I'm saying more truthful. If they were just if they came back and like whatever we were saying, like be objective, but they just got more objective. Where instead of just railing, like whenever they're during Trump, it's easy. Just like instead of every time just being against Trump, like they gave Trump like once where they were just like, hey, he did a good thing there.
Well, they
like,
did when he bombed Syria.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Like, and like I was saying, would it be better or would it be in a better place or worse place? And instead of them just literally lying all the time,
and
I guess told some truth
it's
sometimes.
Probably better if you have one or the other, where you can actually trust them or you totally can't. This hybrid where they occasionally tell the truth, but now we all assume anytime they tell us something that we agree with, we go, oh shit, the narrative's shifting. What's coming next? Like none of us actually hear it and go like, oh, thanks for telling the truth. We all go,
that's true.
Fuck, the Holocaust.
It's amazing. I was comparing like what happened with Crimea in 2014. It would be comparable to if we had a strategic port in Mexico and then China overthrew a government in Mexico that was kind of pro-US, and then they tried to take that port away from us, and we were like, no, fuck you. And then that province voted to join the United States, and we were just like, okay, we're going to take this now. And then China started drumming up all this propaganda that we were going to invade all of Mexico, and we weren't. And then, they just
don't want those lazy fuckers.
Yeah.
And so then some of the comments I got from dumbass Republicans are like, oh, if China, placed missiles in Mexico, I bet Biden would be happy about it. It's just like they, and like the Democrats literally thought that Trump was in love with Russia and that Biden is in love with China, when we're having fucking warships like go into the, near China's waters and flying planes right up to their borders. And Trump was backing Ukraine the entire time he was president. They just completely miss all that shit.
Well, also the funniest part about the Trump thing is that before he came in, they were like, he's just going to start a bunch of wars. And actually, he ended more, and now Biden's going to start more wars than Trump did. It's like, but he was supposed to be
Biden's technically ended more wars than Trump so far.
Yeah. I guess so, but it's just like that deal was in place. So who I mean,
I don't think Biden's going to start a war. I think he doesn't have the backing. Yeah.
Dude, what this is going to be is stepping us right up to World War III, and then being like, look at me, I saved the day. I stopped this from happening.
He's going to get his Nobel Peace Prize out of it.
I'll tell you, though, if we are right about the Great Reset and the CBDC stuff, I wouldn't say it's an impossibility. Like, not necessarily that they would have a nuclear war or that we would have an all-out World War III type thing, but I think that there's a real possibility that they have some sort of conflict to justify massive expenditures to try and prop up the economy for another, Democratic president or whatever. And I hope I'm wrong. I hope that this is all just bluff and bluster, and they're gonna just funnel money to fucking Lockheed Martin, and that'll be the end of it. But I'm not so sure.
By the way, everyone watching, this is typical Tower Gang. We start by talking about foreskins, and then we go into foreign policies.
I don't know. I'm very hopeful for the future. I think we've got to the point where things are so goddamn decentralized, like between especially like crypto and stuff. I don't even understand crypto. I'm a tech idiot, but I have a vague idea of it and how it's influencing the market. It's also giving tools to be able to create things that are more decentralized, not able to be fucked with. And I don't know. We're getting to the point where production is so out preceding predation or out producing predation to where it's like they can't keep up. And I know I'm very white pilled in the future. I do think it is. I do think it's also where you're at. There are going to be places that are going to get worse. There are going to be places that get better. But for the most part, I'm very, very, very hopeful for the future. Even
Clint, like that. This is for you. And I saw this the other day. The first house was bought as an NFT in Florida this week, which is actually really cool. Yeah, it was actually really cool though. It's actually I think it's actually the best part.
If it was a mutable title, then that's
what it was. That's
okay, well then that's fine.
They took the basically took.
What does that mean?
And made the deed.
It's just a way to show ownership.
It's a blockchain
for art.
It's a
I own this, but
owner record for your ownership. The same thing that we do with title records when you buy a home and then it gets recorded with the county. It would just be that, but on a blockchain. That's what it ought to be. That's what an NFT technology ought to be used for. And all of the NFT art shit is just garbage. I don't understand.
No, they took the deed, and they actually made it an LLC, and they did it through that. And then so basically they were just like, the end of this is like you can buy a house through Venmo. It's like how they were talking about, but they were just like. That's how they want to do it, and it eliminates tons of paperwork. And basically, to me, the only thing I saw was this is just the algorithm of creating a separate market away and like being like, wait, why do we need to like give all this stuff to the state? If we can just like,
right.
it's way better on the blockchain to say who owns
NFTs are super cool, but also super gay. If I was gonna have some crazy conspiracy theory, all this gay art shit almost seems like the state is doing it, because it's like that's the best way to be like, look at this gay NFT shit. But really, it's like the ultimate like proof of theory for us libertarians of like, look, here's proof of ownership, fucking flawless proof of ownership.
Yep.
Like you can be like, this is this person's, and that's that. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts.
Multi-verified ownership records on a decentralized blockchain is an amazing technology, and we ought to be using it. The problem is that if the government doesn't recognize your ownership via that, then how will it ever be enforceable in a court of law? In which case, you obviously need decentralized
courts,
mitigation or whatever.
And at that point, I was talking about this. Go ahead, Top.
Wait, here's $1 million idea, probably $1 trillion idea. Everybody fucking take a digital tour of your house, like do like a little recording or something, record it, sell that as an NFT, and then you sell your house, just a digital tour, as like a metaverse space, bro. You're laughing at me now, but watch, man.
It actually does.
It's NFT cribs.
Yeah, but,
I'm gonna be on a yacht with my new friends. Fuck you guys.
It is gay with art though, because that's where IP comes in. You're like, I just screenshot the shit. Fuck you, like cool.
Yeah, but
what you
cool
own it, like
is the deeds and all that, and like the title and all that is really cool. And to me, Clinton is right about like how the state's just like, nah, fuck that. Like we don't give a fuck about what you like. It only matters what the records we have. But at some point, people are gonna understand like, wait, we're paying you so much, and you're doing all this stuff, and you're paying like when this is so much easier, so much more practical. Like at some point, people are gonna be like either, and the state is kind of fucked either way, because if they crack down on it, I feel like it's just gonna make people want to do it more. Like I don't know why, but and if they don't do anything, then it's just like not doing anything to the poison that's going to kill you in the end. So like I think the state's either fucked either way on this. Honestly,
this is the exact same thing with the cryptocurrency space. It's like you have limited supply ones, and you have really high tech ones that have really good security that really handle and address many of the problems that we face with the fiat currency market. Same with the NFTs. It's like you have art that is basically, you can resell it, you can just fucking screenshot it. It's like, what are we doing here with this? But then you have a complete replacement of title recording, which is an amazing innovation. So it's like Bitcoin versus shitcoin, NFT art versus NFT record keeping, and it's
art is
wild.
The art is just the playground for it right now. It's just the ideas being fleshed out and developed, and then you're going to see when you said that shit about
they're
the
paying like
house
$6 million for a fucking NFT of art. I'm like, what the hell?
And these guys, they're getting crazy for it, but
it seems quite high.
It's about the ideas of ownership, though. People are really solidifying how to do that in this digital space. So when you bring up that thing about the Tampa house, it's so simple that like when you just mentioned it now, I'm like, yeah, why the fuck not? Like that's the best way to do this.
Dude, I've been talking about this for months. Like because like once I thought about the blockchain, I was like, this is just like property rights. This is so easy. Like this is literally like there's nothing they can do to it. Can't be falsified. It can't be frauded, because like Clint said, it's just being multiply verified over and over again, and people make money off of verifying the information. So like there's an incentive there, and basically if the state goes, you don't own that, I do own it. It's like, and you can't, like the state can't actually take that. They can't go into the blockchain and change a 1 to a 0.
But they can take the fucking house in real life.
Yes,
that's the whole issue.
That's the problem.
But like, but at some point, if everybody starts using this instead, I mean, there's
but
a
it's
point
also
where it
basically
goes.
contract. Even in a state perspective, it's like, how are you going to argue against this? Yeah, maybe you can say I didn't go through your things, but you can literally look at this, because I don't understand NFTs completely, but like they're almost like contracts. Like you can even put terms and stuff into them. And like if someone brought up in there, like, are Jose's hairless rats an NFT? Like, because everyone knows I breed cats. Even as silly as that sounds, that actually in the future could be something to be implemented. Like, for example, when I sell my cats, we have a contract between our buyers and stuff that were like, hey, you're not going to use these for breeding. You're going to take care of them. If there are any medical issues within a certain period of time, we'll be the ones responsible for it. If it's after this point in time, you are. Stuff like that. That's all stuff that can be done in an NFT. And this is just something that's only like a couple $1,000. And like, I know we're talking about houses, but this goes in so many different markets. You can go to so many different things. Well, and how can you look at that and not prove, like, if you're able to be like, this says this, and these are the conditions, Like, even if you're like, well, you didn't get our state's thing, like that you're supposed to pay extra for, it's like, okay, but I'm giving you literally all the fucking information right here.
Currency is just the tip of the iceberg of what the blockchain is. It's like literally just like honestly, it's like everything else that it can, if you think about it, all the other shit is so much more amazing than
it's
just
the
currency.
tip, but it can still get you pregnant. So be careful.
Clint just mentioned the CBDC, and I was actually reading like the Boston Fed is doing something like so preposterously evil. They're trying to introduce their Fed coin, like their perversion of what their cryptocurrency is, or maybe they'll probably develop an NFT, and they have the balls to name it the Hamilton Project.
Well, by the way,
that's fucking crazy.
By the way, the Boston Fed, by the way, is one of the
Love
only buildings where you can actually fly a plane into it and miss the building. There's like this big hole in the middle of it. You can just fly a plane right through it. I'm not even kidding.
By the way, I watched The Other Guys last night, and I always forget that at the end of that, they just shit all over the government bailing out banks. Like, it is the coolest part of that movie is at the end, they're just like, yeah, the Lindell, they call it Lindell Financial or something like that group, and they're just like, yeah, they did all, like the whole time they're the bad guys. They did all the shitty stuff, and they were like, at the end, they're like, the government bailed them out $30 billion or something like that, and then they actually go into all the Ponzi schemes, and in the end credits they go to the Ponzi schemes, and they're just how much money all the bailouts gave these big companies and all the big bonuses these CEOs got. I was like, this is fucking awesome. I forget every time I forget.
This is a great movie too.
This is the thing that people.
No. The Other Guys.
Oh, the other guys.
Totally. You guys are all young, so you may not remember this, but I'm telling you, the $800 billion TARP bailout in 08, 09.
That's the one they talk about. Yeah.
That was so enormous that they had to have like a special hearing. They brought in the fucking chair of the Fed, and they brought in all these people, everyone, all hands on deck. They're like, the world is going to end if we don't get this passed. And now they don't even vote on $6 or $7 trillion to get passed, bro. It's just like, it's wild, man. It is absolutely unbelievable. If you're a young person, let me just tell you, let me remind you, this shit ain't normal. It may be the new normal, but it is fucking evil as hell.
No, this is all because we shut down the Keystone Pipeline. If we left that open, everything would be fucking fine. I don't know.
It's all because I ended lockdowns personally.
Yes. Clint's gonna be like, I ended the Fed. It was me. Like I
am the Liberty lockdown.
You guys do know we are comedic
I
geniuses,
said in the Fed at least a dozen times in my life, and then it ended. I mean, you're not going to come on.
Am I deluded? I'm not rich like Clint or anything, but now when I go out or like if I get a bill or something and it's like my electric bill was fucking double what it was last month because of delivery fees and shit. But my wife is freaking out, but I'm just like, I don't even give a fuck. It's like, just pay it. It's because I feel like I'm dealing in Monopoly money anyway. It's just like, I don't know.
Right.
Dude,
I got a Snickers bar for $10. I was like, whatever, fucking take the 10. Who cares,
bro?
Like this is all fake shit. Like
I'll tell you, right after the lockdowns first started, and I went into a gun store to buy an AR, and I ordered a shitload of fucking precious metals, and I was like, you're gonna take this fiat paper money during the incoming apocalyptic collapse of the economy,
right?
You fucking idiots! I was like, you could have charged me 100 times what you were charging for that AR-15, and I would have paid.
Hey, question: out of you guys, who keeps a gun within arm's reach when they go to bed? Just curious.
Go to
not
bed
arm's
now.
reach, but close enough.
Loaded.
Does my cock count?
I have
Clint's
one loaded,
gun within
safety
arm's
off,
reach when I
just
go to bed.
trigger pull away, like literally, like.
Damn, dude, you're that nervous, huh?
Like,
nervous. He has two kids. He has 2 kids with them. Just
I know,
Daddy,
bro.
what's this? Bang bang. Just
You know what? I taught them from a young age. This is a gun. You don't fuck with it. Like I also like it's not like I like keep it out in the open all the time. I usually at night.
Yo,
like
Jose's in the room smashing his wife, and his kid walks in because they had a nightmare, and he just fucking pulls the Glock. Like, get the fuck out of here, man!
I have 3 guns probably within like a foot of me when I go to sleep.
His wife are actually really
one of
fucked up.
your children.
I was like, his wife are actually really fucked up, and he just puts the gun to her head when they're fucking. He's just like, you like that bitch? Yeah.
This shit is loaded right now.
I have one that's on a magnet next to my nightstand, so that literally, if anyone were to burst into my room, I can just grab it real quick and fucking go to town. And then I also have one in between. Yeah, there's you can buy those. They're like magnets to like put your gun on. They're great for
put them
cars
on your car
too.
and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, so you can have it so you can literally just grab it right from there.
Magnet, if you know what I'm talking about. But.
That reminds me of the guy that was in Miami a couple months ago that the video came out where he just shoots through his driver's side window and the front window. I know Cole saw this because he watches Legion of Skanks. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Fuck, dude, that was so incredible. It's like a road rage incident, and homeboy, if we can pull it up, that'd be amazing. He just fucking blasts through his own side window and his front windshield. It's awesome.
Somebody send it to me. I can pull it up on the screen.
Wow.
Okay. It doesn't matter. I'm sure people can look it up. I'm just telling you, it's hilarious. It just reminds me of Jose when his kids have a nightmare.
When Jose's kids have a nightmare, we puts guns loaded, safety off guns in their rooms, all the rooms. She's like, okay, listen, usually it's a time of emergency, and they wake up like a nightmare. They start shooting at their closet, just like because they saw a monster in their closet.
When I go to bed, go ahead.
In my old house, you keep a gun in your kid's room, like where they can't get it, obviously, because if some shit does go down, like I'm like, all right, wife goes into the kid's room to protect the kid, and I will have to do whatever. So like you gotta have, you gotta have fucking peace everywhere, bro.
Well, now we know Top Lobster does not sleep with his wife. Because otherwise she could just take a gun from their room to the kid's room. You know, it's like, hey, honey, wake up. Get the gun.
No, I keep a pistol next to my nightstand. That way, if someone bursts in my room, I keep a shotgun in between the mattress and the frame of the bed. That way, if I have a little bit more time, grab the shotgun. I keep an AR under the bed. That way, if it's like something I have a little bit more, it takes a little bit more time to pull that out. And every one of them, like the pistol, is ready to go all the time. One trigger pull away. The shotgun, safety's on. That's it. The AR, I keep the ammo separate, and obviously you got to fucking send the receiver forward.
See, I can shoot the Grand faster than I can my AR with the bump stock, so I keep that one ready to go all the time.
You're like a scene in Home Alone where Kevin is like under the bed with his BB gun, like when he thinks.
Yes, it's gonna be Jose.
That's Jose with the AR under his bed.
Oh, did you say you had it in between the shotgun between the mattress and the bed frame? Is that what you said?
Yeah, so it's like literally like.
That'd be really funny because you're fucking, and you only have that that movement like that, so it just racks the shotgun and then you
would have to undo the safety and pull the trigger for it to shoot. So yeah, but
that would be really funny though. You're going really hard, and that bed's moving, all of a sudden just bang! It just blows out half your bed
right as he climaxes.
Gun safety tips from Tower Gang.
That's actually how Bob Saget died.
Yeah,
sure.
The best way to check if your gun is loaded is you just look down the barrel, put your finger on the trigger there, and you make sure. That's how I do it.
You pull the trigger, just if it's empty, it won't shoot, so you're good.
It's clear, honey. We're all right.
Yeah, I got really paranoid during the lockdowns and got pretty prepared in that type of sense. Like I'm ready to go, because I know that it's gonna be probably the middle of the night if the feds ever were to do some crazy shit, busting your door, and all right, let's go, baby.
Or would you be like that black guy that actually got just killed Amir, whatever is I feel like they're all named Amir.
Amir Locke.
Wasn't there like Amir Rice or something? I feel like there's all these Amirs that are getting killed by the police.
Wasn't Amir the kid that had the fake gun? I think, or no?
What?
Amir Rice.
That was Amir Rice. I thought Amir Rice was the guy. It was the guy that got killed.
That's not right.
There's a few Amirs, I think.
But
Amir's not a good name.
I think it was Amir Rice.
That's what it is. Yeah, but that guy had the gun in his hand while falling asleep on the couch, and he still didn't get a shot off. So I feel like. I
like how Cole's still racist even when he's concerned about black people getting killed by the cops.
The funny thing is, I heard about that guy with the pit with the.
I don't know. Their names all sound the same to me, and they all look alike. I don't know. What you're talking,
The funny thing when I found out that he went to sleep with a pistol in his hand, my first thought was how do I reach that level of preparedness? I don't think I could be capable of having a gun in my head when I go to sleep. That's over my hand because that's not comfortable. You know what I mean?
And it's
also it's
on his couch too. It wasn't like he was in his bed. He was on the couch sleeping with the gun in his hand. So he put on an episode of Cops or something, and it was just
he was at a friend's house.
It would be really ironic if that actually happened.
See, I sleep with the musket, but if I fired it off, I would actually light the bed on fire, and I'd be in trouble. So it's kind of dangerous.
Can I just say it's a tragedy what happened to that guy? But what a fucking scrub, yo. What a
Yeah, dude, like
scrub.
he
You
didn't even
get one
pull up.
shot
Like
off?
he didn't get not even one.
You suck,
You're
bro.
gonna take
Not
one
one
pig
shot,
with
yeah.
you? Like that's crazy. Like,
Yeah, come on.
This is
Like,
the rare time where I'm actually hurt by a joke that's made on this show. That shit is
For
sad,
real
dog.
though, like motherfucker had gun in his hand and didn't get shit off. Like, dude, that's fucking.
He's
it's
a
almost
kid.
Like,
yeah, exactly. His trigger
But,
finger
yeah.
should be so twitchy. Like you would
Yeah,
think,
dude.
like,
you know how much
right when that
arthritis
he
I
actually
got
has-
building in
open,
my
you'd be like,
old
"Ah,
fucking
just
weathered
one."
hands.
He actually had some discipline. He's trying to figure out what's going on before he pops off a shot. The cops are just like,
Well, I think what happened was he was probably on the couch with some sort of like greasy snack that got all over his hands. So that's probably why he didn't get
I
shot.
love how
He actually was
Toad's
just
projecting his own
masturbating. He
lifestyle.
used lube, and so his hand was
He had,
all,
he had watermelon all
slippery.
over his hands. He's just fucking slipping the gun around.
He
I'll
just
be
eated a
fair.
bucket of chicken, and the chicken grease is all over the place.
I meant fried chicken. Yeah, obviously.
Oh my god!
I mean, I don't know if he died
For
immediately.
real.
I haven't even watched the video, but at the same time, if he
We
starts
just made
putting
all the
bullets in me,
Fox
I'm gonna
News
start
viewers
unloading.
happy
Fuck
who
it.
came over here.
We lost the Kennedy viewers and then we sucked them back in. With
Yeah,
the
they're
radio.
like, oh, I like these guys now.
Let's talk about how much we love the Jews.
Honestly, I will say one
Yeah,
of
we'll lose them
Pulpo's
again.
one of Pulpo's best points in that was he pointed out for you, Reed, it was pretty retarded. You're associated with us because you're gonna be the next guy with an N-word fucking like compilation, like because you've already cracked into the mainstream. But at the same time, I do think if you pull the like, okay, and then they're like, what do they have to do with that? Like,
I've only said
like,
it once on the
Yeah.
air. I said it on my last show. That's all they're gonna have.
Yeah.
So
that's the only ammo they're gonna have. It's gonna be like, dude, he didn't say it enough.
I just thought that was
Yeah.
I thought that was a remarkable way of viewing the world. First off, this guy hates us. So what the fuck does he care what we're doing with our character, our reputation, whatever? So that's weird in its own right. Second off, since when did we expect to be respected or accepted by the cathedral? That's
don't
not
give
what
a
we're here to
fuck.
do. And
No.
no, and no
I
one
sign
thinks
on-
that they're going to accept us. It's absurd.
I log on to Twitter every day, like trying to be not respected by.
Yeah,
the
I
cathedral.
am
you
to
are
be
succeeding.
hated
You're
by
succeeding at it, Tom.
That's right.
Thank you.
Also, it's,
And it's the
It's
only
also
reason
pretty-
it was because you don't want it so badly.
If
it's
you're
also
not
pretty
hated
crazy
by
to
the
think that
cathedral,
Kennedy is
yeah.
like the cathedral too. Like I don't think of Kennedy. I just think of her as like. I mean, she's in Fox News, but it's Fox Business. Like, who really gives? Who would watch?
Yeah,
Fox
but
Business
I get his point where
also
he's
compare
he's cracking
myself-
into that. Go ahead.
But I compare myself to Dave Smith. Like if I can't believe the real
Wow,
Dave,
big dick
like,
over here.
No. I
I compare
that's not
myself
what I
to
meant.
Dave.
I mean, like
I compare
the
my
real
dick
they could
to
pull
I'm
Dave.
on
out.
Rogan next week, actually, guys.
No. I mean, like the real they could pull out of Dave Smith compared to what they could pull out of me. Like it's not even comparable.
Oh, that's
so.
true. Yeah.
I mean, it's like they're having him on every other week or whatever. So
Dude, and
there's
if you guys
way
think
more
he's-
dirt they could pull up on him than me.
And
Yeah,
you
I made
guys
that
think
point,
maybe
yeah.
Dave is flying a little too close to the sun right now? I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little concerned for him because the timing of going on Rogan and then like say he were to announce his candidacy right now, like confirm it, I'd be like, dude, he's gonna have some hardcore Fed boys on his ass. And like, I don't know, it could get weird because like the timing of the Rogan thing, I'm like, man, you are flying close to the sun right now.
Yeah, that was pretty
They want to
based.
dip down a little
Yeah,
bit.
I think it's kind of awesome. Yeah.
No, I think
I
in
don't-
his head he's already like, I know what's gonna come if I do this. Like
I think there's a mistake in thinking that you can keep your head down and
Yeah.
survive. Like the key is to get big enough that basically you can't like Alex Jones level where sure they deplatform him from everywhere, they unbanked his ass, and guess what? He's still like the biggest draw.
Yeah.
Any show he goes on, everyone
Yeah.
watches it. He still
Right.
makes tons of revenue through his direct website
Yeah.
access. So I think that's Dave's path too. I think it ought to be all of our paths if you're thinking long term. This is
Well,
why I keep
Clint,
pushing
we're
back
on
on
the-
us doing a GoFundMe and all that.
Yeah, no,
Clint,
for
we're
real.
on the
Like,
trajectory, like we've achieved the canceling of Alex Jones without the fame or money. So
Yeah, right.
well, no, you bring up a good point, Clint, because like if we want more people like Dave in the aspect of like, I don't know, throwing a middle finger to the cathedral, it's kind of like, well, you need more people because if it's only Dave doing it and he does get like, say the feds do go after his ass because he was just on Rogan following a huge controversy, probably reached record numbers, railing.
And then Dave
against
said the
cathedral.
N-word 8 times on
Yeah,
Joe Rogan's show.
And then now you have like them fucking this person. Like more people doing that will reduce the heat off of him. So if you have things like Tower Power Hour that incidentally have people who have been on Tim Pool and been on Kennedy, and like the more success we achieve, the more that we kind of, I guess, shield other people who are flying high.
That's exactly what it is, man. And
Yeah.
that's why Alex Jones was, he was the test dummy for all of us, but because he got it early, he was able to take his already
I think we need
notoriety.
to mention
and
Ryan
funnel it.
Dawson here for getting deplatformed. I just want to do that so that we don't.
Who's that? Who's that?
Yes, Ryan's another example of this. So yes, I'm sorry.
Isn't it amazing we're being shamed by a culture of people that like are obsessed with fucking their own mother because we say some words that they might not like? It's absolutely insane. We need to drag them into the actual gutter with us. This shit is crazy. I don't care.
Well, they're
I don't
obsessed
respect
with fucking
anybody.
their own mother. Or what? Did I miss it?
Yeah. The porn topic. Yeah.
Porn. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Clint, come on.
You might have been eating
your
tacos.
Hypothetical story. Remember?
But they might actually do it,
It was
too.
so long ago.
That's not good.
Clint's getting old, bro.
I mean, but with us, like, how, obviously the go-to is the N-word. Like, people could bring out a compilation of us saying the N-word, but we wouldn't, nigger. But we wouldn't, but like, say with us, I don't think anyone here, if they brought out a compilation of us saying it, that any of us would apologize. And it's not to mean that we're against apologizing. It's I will apologize when I do something wrong. Right. Like, if I'm not doing anything wrong, I'm going to double down.
And when I say the N-word, it is right.
Yes. No, if you genuinely think any of us actually hate black people, you're out of your fucking mind.
Yeah.
Like,
dude. So the thing with me is,
of them, but not all
I
of
want
them. That's
desperately to be best friends with Maj Touré. Like, that's all I want in life. So
yeah, I mean, the
That's
thing
because
with,
you guys
the thing
don't
with
live
me is
around them.
I have said way worse things than I've said on the air, on job sites or working with people, hanging around with friends, like way
During
worse
sex.
things. And I also know most people in real life know that about themselves, that they also talk this crazy shit when they're with their bros and when they're working. And it gets like super, super dark, super perverted, super barbaric. Like everyone knows that. So to act like I don't do that is a lie. And I'm not going to go, the full length and actually do it on the show, because then you just won't get anywhere. But to act like you don't talk like that in real life around your friends, like everyone knows it's fake. We just pretend we don't know it's real,
The same thing with the grab 'em by the pussy comment.
Honestly, black people say the most racist shit anyway, dude. I work with a bunch of black people.
By the way,
and they get away with it.
Every fucking one of them would have laughed at that the Planet of the Apes joke, because that shit was funny as hell.
I laughed. It's involuntary. It was funny.
That was hilarious. And also,
I personally didn't find it funny, but that doesn't matter because he was attempting humor, and that's all that actually matters. If you're attempting humor, then it's not fucking inherently racist.
I still think that Rogan apologizing was the wrong move, and I know Dave touched on this a lot, and he was just like, "Hey, he was like, he's my friend, and I think everything." So he's like, "I guess he shouldn't apologize, but I'm still gonna, I still think what he did was okay." I'm on
which is why we love Jose, because we know he'll never apologize for anything he's not sorry for.
And that's I still think it was the wrong move, and I think it's the wrong move, both in terms of the left, he's still going to come after, and they're still, and it also just makes his show feel kind of weirdly restricted on what the guests can say. I know it's oh, you can't say the N-word, is that so bad? But I feel like there's other things too, jokes are not, but whatever, besides that,
if I ever get on Rogan, that's the first thing I'm saying.
I was thinking the exact thing, because I've never said it before on air, so that'd be badass if he's like, Clint Russell from Liberty Lockdown. Good. I've heard a lot about you, man. Tell me about yourself. And I'm just like,
it's I love you, nigga.
Say it.
You're my favorite nigga to listen to on those.
It's got to be my first time when I go on Rogan. I got to do it on Rogan. I can't do it.
But I just hope that whenever it, I tweeted this, because the first thing I thought of was Dave. I was like, because if he's gonna run for president, the videos are gonna come out of him saying the N-word, of him saying faggot and tranny and all the other things. The only thing I hope is he just goes, "Yep, I said it. I was doing comedy, and I'll say it again."
Bro, respectfully to Dave, I don't think there's any way he can run from that, even if he wanted to. No. I think he's going to embrace it. He's going to pivot it, just like he said 1,000 times. He's going to pivot it to the more important things that matter. The fact that our fucking liberties have been just evaporated over the past 20 years, and And that's all he's going to pivot it. And every time they do it,
Right.
he's going to use it as an opportunity to pivot to what he wants to talk about. And
I hope he goes like full Conor McGregor of like, I want to apologize to absolutely fucking nobody.
Fucking nobody, yep.
Yeah, like that's what I hope he does. Like
didn't he also bang a tranny? So he has that card. I heard that rumor. I heard that's a deep Legion of Skanks rumor that he banged a tranny.
You guys don't want to hear about Clint. There's a reason I banged him so much. You know?
I don't know if that's true. I've heard that before. I'm not as much of a Legion of Skank nerds as some of you guys, but I've heard that there's a rumor.
Oh wait, you're being serious? There's legit.
I'm being serious. I feel like I've heard this somewhere that he banged a tranny way back in the day.
That tranny,
or maybe it's just a running joke. Huh?
Which way was the tranny? Was it a transition to man or transition to woman?
I know. Yeah, it does make a difference. Right?
I'm not sure.
Are we talking Blair White or are we talking Buck Angel?
Yeah, it was Caitlyn Jenner during his Fox days.
You know what, Dave? Like, here's what Dave should do if the corporate press like grills him on like, well, you said faggot a number of times on Legion of Skanks. She'd be like, it's context. Like those faggots were dropping bombs on Yemen for like 5 years. any slur, just like slide that into like some kind of war crime.
It's so funny.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
God.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's
I
don't know. I mean, I think it's just that the normal, real people in this country realize that everyone actually talks that way. Like there was that interview that guy did on the boardwalk. Yeah. There was that interview on the boardwalk the guy was doing with he was asking all the white people, what do you think about Joe using the N-word? And they were like, oh, it's awful. Then all the black people were like, nah, I don't really care. But I think if you get off the boardwalk, even the white people don't care. Like I don't think most people actually
if they're not being interviewed, most of them don't give a fuck at all. This is all it's not all, but it's largely performative. Most of these people don't have a single solitary principle that they hold. It is all about acceptance of their fucking mob friends. That's it. And not the cool kind of mob, the bitch pussy kind of mob.
And the majority of them don't have real black friends either.
None of them have black friends.
No, because if you have a real black friend, like a one you've actually cracked that barrier of having a genuine friendship, not just some guy you know at work, you realize that for the most part, they don't want you to call them a nigger. Like they'd be like, dude, what the fuck? But like if they will readily usually tell you, if you actually have a genuine friend, they'd be like, well, I mean, I don't know, if someone's making a joke, I mean, maybe I might not like it because it like, but or if they're just quoting someone, like I don't care. I'm a fucking grown up. You know,
I was just talking to one of my black friends about that yesterday because I hadn't talked to him in a while.
One of, you mean the one?
Well, see, Cole, it's bad. It's a bad look to just have one, so I made sure I had two. You know, just got the one. Everyone's
Top
like,
doesn't count.
Well, you know,
we're not friends.
I was counting Clint actually.
Doesn't count because not he is black. It just doesn't count because he's not your friend. So.
I thought for sure Reed was going to pivot this declaration into like. And he works inside the house. Sometimes I put him in the field, obviously.
well, you see, this Reed needs to have two of them so that he can breed them.
I mean, they're basically just like family. We treat them, you know, just like us. They're cool.
I want to see the compilation of the N-word Tower Power Hour when I go on Rogan and they try to take me down. But it's just me not saying it, but one of you saying it, and me going.
Clint's figured this out. He always does this whenever someone says
Dude, I want someone to make us an N-word compilation.
I do too.
Just be like, yes.
El Popo,
okay.
this is your calling in life.
I'll retweet it. I'll be like, this is so funny.
I'll like and retweet.
Oh my god, yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess that's a good spot right there. 200 episodes. So the only one who doesn't have a show on here now is, well, I guess Top doesn't have a show. He has drawings, but the only one who doesn't have a thing is Toad, unless he's owning. Is Tower Gang your brainchild, Toad?
No, fuck him. It's mine.
Wait up, guys, wait.
Ovaltine.
I know it's not original. The tower's not original to us, and we'd be technically stealing it from Popel. But I just realized we have enough people on the stream to completely tower the N-word. So if we can go from top left and then like this way, I mean, I'll participate.
That's true.
Reed, okay. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
N.
I.
G.
G.
E.
What? R?
I don't know why we snake drafted. I thought that was go.
Yeah, Toad, you fucked it up, but that's fine. I'm glad.
That's perfect.
No, I went
mark R.
Dude, when
I didn't say the letter R and complete the N-word. I was saying R like I was a pirate.
He was like, "Are we really doing this?" Like,
You canceled, Clint. You canceled, right?
When we have the N-word compilation come out, it's just going to be all of us saying it, and then Clint at the end
me
just
saying
like,
R.
R?
Well, what's gonna be? Well, Clint doesn't even know that the hard R exists. He only knows the A. So because that's how awesome and how much he hates the N-word so much. He doesn't even know the R exists.
He says, "Well, you see, there's nigger and there's nigga, and nigga is appropriate to use in a regular conversation."
By the way, I love that school teacher. That's like I wish that if I was a college teacher, that's exactly what I would be about. I'd be using it all the time, but I'd be like, "It's soft A. Everyone relax."
I love.
What do you mean, faggots about this?
My favorite thing in the world is when Thaddeus Russell says it's a Hotep Jesus. Watch some of those episodes. It's like I'm like, oh, is he gonna do it? And he does it. Oh man.
Wait, what does he do? I'm gonna fuck your kid, nigger. Like, what does he say?
Dude, it's funny with Thaddeus, like with the child shit, like it gets him in so much problems. But he'll also say faggot in like situations you think he shouldn't. He'll say nigger in situations you shouldn't. Like you shouldn't, because he has like he's like the ultimate autist, and he doesn't know when to like.
By the way, it's okay. It's okay to like to rake Thaddeus of the coals now, because his appearance on Michael Mouse was so fucking bad that, like, people are just like, maybe we shouldn't like listen to this guy.
Yeah, thanks, Clint, for you asking him, "Hey, Thaddeus, will you come on my show and normalize pedophilia for everyone?"
How dare you platform him?
No, it was pure clout chasing. I really wanted to be known as the guy that questions the age of consent. That was pure clout chasing right there. Jesus Christ.
To put the cherry on top, like, we have an actual sex trafficking survivor. So could you just go ahead and state your case, Thad? I'll put her on mute for now.
There's a boisterous white woman argue with her.
She got the first 45 minutes of that episode. Thaddeus had to sit there
he
in the
certainly
backdrop.
did not put her on mute. I can attest to that.
I know. Well, it was actually a good episode.
It was a moment for Clint where he's, I really hate women, so I don't want her to talk, but I really, really hate pedophiles, so I'm gonna let her talk for a little bit here. It's just
it would have been
to be clear, I would have Thaddeus in my show tomorrow. Again, I don't care about all you fucking losers who get upset about platforming. Like, okay.
I like Thaddeus, just as long as he's not fucking my kids.
The egoist comes out on top. It's just like, you don't fuck my kids. I really don't care. Like,
honestly, okay, to go into that for a moment, I think his point.
Don't do it. No,
shut up. No, shut up. I don't like the whole age of consent thing. I don't give a shit. If you're fucking my kid, I'm putting a bullet in your head. I don't care if you're like, well, technically they consented, and let's have an argument about it. I don't give a fuck if they consented or not. That's not the crux of the issue. The crux of the issue is your fucking kids. And I think to some extent that's kind of his point, although he doesn't do himself any favors.
No.
Dude, it's his facial expressions too. Like, if you watch the clips that come out,
what is he going
he's just like got this weird smile. He's like, oh yes,
I'm gonna be honest.
I totally agree with that.
The facial expression he made when that professor was saying what he was saying is the exact same facial expression that Cole makes when anyone says the N-word. He's just like.
I never watched that episode, but the vibe I got that was partially out of glee of like people are gonna get upset about this. Fuck.
I completely agree. That's what I said in the chat. I was like, that's
not the case with Cole though. Cole just loves hearing the word. It's not that people get upset.
I just think it's a funny word. That's all it is.
That's why he married his wife. Actually,
I feel like Cole listens to NWA just for that word. He's just like, this is what I want in my life.
I also scream it. Also, the fact that you think I listen to rap is like crazy. Like I
love.
I hate their whole culture. I can't.
Cole's dog is crippled because he screams the N-word at it every day.
I love the N-word so much I made my dog a crip. Okay, that's
Cole considers to be rap the music form of reading, so he doesn't go near that.
I legitimately love rap and black people, and I also think that you should treat them like regular people and use whatever words you want around them.
What's a regular person
for the repercussions?
What do you mean, like, regular person?
Treat them. I mean, I know they only have 2/3 the rights, but treat them.
Come on,
treat them
whatever. Some fraction.
I feel like you should give them 200 acres and a mule, and also first
Hold on,
dibs at the Jordan drop.
Don't fucking filibuster. Answer the question.
Clint, have you
Answer
fucked
the
a black
question,
girl?
Clint.
What question? Have I fucked a black chick? Sure.
No.
Dealing with them is like dealing with women. You talk to them like they have something interesting to say and have rights, but at the end, like, okay, we're just playing a game here.
I've also had sex with an Indian woman, so that's
and a horse.
I bet it smelled crazy in there.
Yeah, how does she smell?
I've also had sex with a horse.
I know it smelled crazy in there.
That was crazy.
Well, we know that was just to get ivermectin.
By the way, can we before we do get out of here? I know it's like hour 45. Clint, what was it like, Alex, just absolutely roasting both of our asses, but mostly you, like on the liver thing.
The last
it was
tower
mostly
game.
you.
Oh, on Tower Gang.
That was funny.
I love it.
You don't remember?
Who roasted me?
Clint is like 85 years
on the
old.
show.
I thought you were talking. No, I thought you
Clint
were
is
talking
having short-term memory loss.
I thought you were talking about the chick.
We're
Alex. I
gonna
was like, I
have
don't
to
watch
refresh
those
me, Sonny. My
podcasts.
memory's not what it used to be.
Alex,
You're talking about our guest on Tower Gang last week.
Wait,
yes, that was awesome. I thought that was hilarious. I don't know how we knew that. That was weird.
One more subject before we sign off. At which nursing home are we going to put Clinton to? Because we need with the super chat money you guys give the Tower Power Hour, it all goes toward the nursing home Clint for the Clint
Please
Foundation.
don't put me in New York City nursing homes, guys.
I thought
my real
Florida
concern
was
is just
just
gonna. My real
one big
concern is going to
nursing
leave
home.
us when the midlife crisis is over. That's my big concern.
Yeah,
I'm worried because I'm
Once
pushing
that-
40, man. It's almost
Once that
over.
lease on the Ferrari is up, he's out, bro.
By the way, my car looks like a Ferrari straight up. You guys got to see this shit. Like,
No,
it's
100%,
so
dude. Every time I see one pass by, I'm like, oh, it's a Corvette. Like, every time. I'm just
Yo,
like,
hey, if
catch
you ride
myself.
in it, there will be no O at the end of that. You'll be like, oh, that's a Corvette. Like that shit is. I'm telling you, it's the best vehicle ever made. It is so.
It's so funny
fast.
when he sent me a video
Has
when
Ash-
he bought
has
it.
Ashton
He was
orgasmed
taking
just
a
from
video
the,
as he was like
engine?
walking across the street, and this van just like drove in front of it as he was taking a video of it, and I was like, "Wow, nice van, Clint." It was just.
Cole wants to know if you fucked your old lady in there yet.
That was Thaddeus Russell.
You can't.
Too small. Sports cars aren't great for fucking. Minivans are where it's at for that.
Yeah,
Facts,
preferably
facts.
white vans without
SUVs.
windows.
Yeah. Get in that
Yeah.
trad life, people. Get a minivan. You can fuck in there like crazy.
The Thad life? What?
Trad life.
In college, I actually did stay a whole night in our SUV out in the middle of like a field and fucked and slept there. And then like I want to say we stayed 2 nights just in the SUV. That was baller, dude. Set up some blankets, some pillows. It was great.
That was
I think
That's how you got kicked out.
Story.
I banged out my wife.
Actually is how I got kicked out.
I banged out my wife when she was like 9 months pregnant in like a little car. That was impressive. That was fun.
Hey, Jose, you got to be careful when you say
when my wife
banged
was
up
9 months.
because of
Oh,
your
9 months
in a
pregnant.
little-
Yeah.
in a little car, and I fucked her. That was great.
Jesus.
I lost my virginity in the back of a Honda Civic, so that just shows that I'm limber.
Wow.
That's true.
Yeah.
Did you have sex or did you fuck?
That's funny.
No, we just had sex actually. You know what? Speaking of how bizarre Toad's entire take on sex is, I don't think I got off like the first 20 times I had sex because I was so nervous about like performing and getting the girl off. I was like, I didn't even think about it.
This is the first time he did a guy. That's when he.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
It's never been.
Reed,
No, it's
See, I told you that. I told you that's weird.
Reed, kick him out. He's lying.
I'm telling the truth.
No, you're
I'm telling
lying.
the truth.
That
I
is
swear to you.
fake
I swear to you.
news. 20
I
the
swear to
first 15
That's
to 20 times
excessive.
you didn't come when you had sex.
Yep.
Did you
Swear to
fake it
God.
at least? Did you spit on her back or something? Like,
No, I was using a condom, so I just be like, all right, I'm done.
oh,
There's actually there's a term for that actually. At least I think it's when you hock a loogie into her pussy and shut it. It's called the everlasting gobstopper. I'm pretty sure.
Hey, Top Lobster, I just realized you've been on both of my shows that have destroyed my reputation because the trucker one or whatever we did with Quincy, that was the first one where I was like, oh my God. And then this is the second one. So
I'm not sorry. Listen, someone
I haven't
asked
just
you
been
about
on
your
Fox
favorite
News.
episodes.
I haven't just been on Fox News the last time, though. This time's a little different. It's like...
Yeah. We're reaching a larger audience of boomers. But Reed's favorite episode is episode 181 with Top Lobster Hector. So go check that one out. That's the best episode out there. Yeah.
Hector already went over to Swamp Creatures, and Drew Hancock says that I had death grip syndrome, which may be true. Maybe I just couldn't find anything as tight as my hand.
By the way, did you actually? By the way, afterwards, you had sex, you made her come, whatever. Did you go home and actually jerk off afterwards?
He never said that.
No, I just stored it up. I just stored it up for years and years.
He's saved
I don't believe it. He's I don't believe anything he says anymore.
Well, actually, guys, to be honest, I was the
Ashton,
first
if you're
dude,
listening, he only comes for you. That's it. He's never,
I was the first dude
else.
that Clint ever had sex with, and it was the first time he ejaculated too. It was just like all over me, and I was like, "Holy shit!"
So
And he's like,
much.
"If that were the
Well, he
case-"
literally created another hole with that.
What's
pressure.
that movie about? What's that movie about the guy that does porn? Like he has a super tiny dick, but he has huge cum loads. You know what movie is that?
Oh, that's Clint. Oh wait, I mean, sorry, that just kind of came out, but
I don't know.
Orgasmo? I don't think he has a
Orgasmo?
little dick, but I think you're. I don't know. Maybe
I might be
something
thinking of
else.
something totally different.
Do you think there's a correlation of ball size to cum load? Is that a thing, or is it? Am I wrong?
That's where the cum is stored in the balls.
I don't think
with the
so
pee.
because my loads are not that big and my balls are enormous. So,
so now we know Clint's ball to load ratio now. So
the ball to load ratio is another. That's another question we're gonna start asking people.
Let me clarify. Let me clarify. Healthy loads, good loads, not crazy loads, but my balls crazy big. So
belly button full. I'm guessing a belly button full, a little bit overflow.
See,
belly buttons have variable depth. What are we talking about? It's not a fucking measurement.
See, Clint
has an Audi confirmed.
Clint is actually mistaken because his balls are actually just low because he's so old.
Can you fill a foreskin? Can you fill a foreskin with your load?
That's also variable. What are we doing here?
That's true. That is true. Yeah.
And you're like,
he filled my foreskin with his load. Let's just
have you ever seen have you ever seen the cum shoebox from Reddit?
No.
All right, then don't. Like it's so bad. It's like
we got underage. You know, I know David Brady has lied and said he's 18 on YouTube, so he can do that. But he's watching, so we got to be careful about what we say.
You make this weird. Go away, David.
I want to be very clear that I think that if Cole was born in the 1940s, he would have been in the Ku Klux Klan. That's my honest belief.
It's very easy to believe that when I still am right now. Like,
I mean, if I remember correctly, they originally started out as like a valiant group of people just defending their area. So I mean, yeah, of course he would.
I don't know if that's true. I would move to Germany. I would be like, hey, I think these guys are doing it right, and I would move over there, join the Hitler Youth. Like, I would be. Oh my god. I'd be top of my class.
Raised in the KKK, retired in the Third Reich, and then moved back to America.
I would actually read, but it'd only be Mein Kampf. Like, that's the only thing I would read.
Have you heard Hitler's genetic theory? It's quite intriguing.
Reed's like, this is a great place to wrap up the episode, and we're like, let's talk about cum loads. Hey, fuck you, Reed.
Fuck you, Reed. This is for not coming on our show ever. Just doing plugs. Fuck you.
Whoa. Yeah, that is true.
Hey, let's all say the N-word and then pressure Clinton to saying it as well.
Nope. I gotta go. I gotta do some actual reporting with the trucker protest people in Ottawa. So I gotta run.
That's
guys.
right.
Love you guys.
Clint, give your plugs.
At Liberty Lockpod on Twitter, Liberty Lockdown on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all over the place. I should be on Michael Savage when I get back from Anarchapulco. Yeah. That'll be amazing. And I got a ton of guests lined up, and I'll be releasing those over the week while I'm gone. I love you. Reed, congratulations on 200. You got on the mainstream media before you hit episode 200. So, now, honestly, the
standard's been set. The standard.
Yeah, you said some crazy shit, and they still accepted you. So, as far as I'm concerned, we all are obligated to get accepted at least to Fox Business by episode 200. That is the new bar. That's where we have to go. So,
can you imagine all of Tower Gang on Kennedy?
I just want to see Toad on it so he could get called out for being a virgin by Kennedy.
Hey man, I don't aim to be accepted by the cathedral. So.
That's right.
I'm not gonna lie. In that whole rant that you did there about Reed, I thought she was gonna say like my nigga Reed. Hey, but you didn't. That's fine.
We'll get him.
I'm more disappointing
my
with January
butt buddy Reed. My butt buddy Reed. That's all.
We'll Clint included.
Come on, Clint.
Clint included 4 of us will be at LPF, the convention. So, me, Clint, Top, Cole, you're going to be there, right? Mm-hmm. So we'll all be at the fucking, when is that? The fucking 25th or
26th?
Yeah. I know.
I'll be the 26th.
Yeah,
I'll be there that Saturday, but that whole weekend they have it. So we'll all be there. So if you guys want to show up to that, that'll be a lot of fun. I always like meeting people who seem to think we're a big deal when I don't know why. That's always cool. And it's a lot of fun. We'll have a blast. Last time the crew got together, it was fucking dope.
Me too.
Just so you guys know, on my show, No Way Jose, you can find me on YouTube, all the major audio packages, Odyssey as well. On Tuesday, the 15th, I will be having Sal the Agorist and Dave Smith on, and we're going to be
in here right now.
Yes,
yeah.
he is. Hell yeah, he is. Sal's great, by the way, and a lot of people get a certain perception from how he interacts online, and not even say he's like that bad online. He's just a little more confrontational. Everyone thinks everyone thinks it's gonna be like this. Everyone thinks it's gonna be like this knockdown, drag out fight on my show because we're doing the agorism versus politics talk. I actually think we're gonna have a reasonable conversation with some back and forth, maybe some agree to disagree. I don't think anyone's gonna come out changing their mind entirely. I also don't think it's gonna be a shit show where it gets like people are shitting on each other or slamming each other or whatever. I don't even think it's gonna get contentious. I think it'll be a good conversation. So make sure to be there. Give me fucking money, super chat, ask whatever dumb questions you want to ask them, and I'll fucking bring them up as long as you give me money. I don't care. But
keep an eye out for. I'm gonna be doing some more art for Sal actually, so keep an eye out for that, man. I think he might make it an NFT or at least some kind of merch or some shit. You catch me at toplobster.com, toplobster_. Buy Naturalist Capitalist shit, No Way Jose, Tower Power Hour, Liberty Lockdown stuff off of. I have sections for it on my website, and we have new merch for almost everyone. I have some new shit coming out for Jose too. Jose's the show too. And I'll be at the LPF convention, so catch me there. I have a huge load of t-shirts and some stickers and shit. So I look like this. If you see this guy, come up to me and I'm going to be just like giving stuff out. So whatever.
You'll be the only minority.
You heard him. He's going to be giving out his huge sticker load to anyone who comes up to him.
Yeah, well,
Martha Wayne's going to be all over his ass. Is what
when you go to the LPF convention, look for the only person with a slightly darker shade of brown. He's the only person there. It's going to be only white people and then top.
Yes.
So
I personally made sure Martha Bueno does not come. So I am the only person that's going to be brown. So just check me out and we'll give you some t-shirts.
Yeah, that's why he bullied her. So that you can only have one minority at one of those conventions. So she was filling the role. He wasn't going to have it. This was a political hit job is what it was.
Yeah.
So Cole, let's hear about the stupid gay news sports show that you just used.
Yes. So I'm Tower King Cole on Twitter, and then we just started. It just went live on Thursday. It's called 2.5 Takes. Me and some college buddies doing a sports show, kind of in the realm of Tower Power. It's kind of funny. No N-words though. We're trying to keep these guys jobs.
He just saves those in my show.
Yeah. If you say the N-word, how are you going to get any N-words on there in the future?
But check us out. Like we just started that and actually had a really good first episode. Next week, probably gonna have Toad on to talk about post Super Bowl. So it's gonna be really fun. Top, by the way, they just finally sent their pictures of themselves for you to draw them.
Okay.
So
I got a good idea for you guys. Yeah.
Hell yeah, let's fucking go. But yeah, and then also again, Tower Power Hour, me, Toad, all of us on here tonight. We're have it next week. I think Jose mentioned this is probably just gonna be all of us, just kind of doing the same kind of shit, just kind of fucking around, and hopefully we don't. I mean, we feel kind of feel bad tonight for maybe getting kicked off of YouTube. So, but it's like, but yeah, follow us all there. So I'm really excited about my sports show. So
I think I know what Top's idea for your show already is going to be. It's just going to be him flipping you off like some beautiful art of that, and it's going to be like, come back to me when you have 100 subscribers at least.
Pretty much.
All right, Toad, what do you got?
Yeah, well, I was going to say, I believe that at the Florida convention, Top Lobster is going to be firing those T-shirts out of a dick-shaped T-shirt cannon. So he's going to be firing his load out of that. I'm Toad, Anarcho Toad on Twitter, Tower Power Hour. We're on Wednesday nights now at 9/11 Eastern.
Yep.
That's basically all of us are on that show. So
follow me on Twitter at 2020 No Way Jose. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
I think I've got pretty much every link except for whatever Cole has going. You can follow Tower Gang on Twitter and on YouTube. That's in the description. I forgot to put it in the beginning. I added the Tower Gang link about halfway through. So if you refresh the page, you'll see it. But I'll just drop it in the chat here for people who
Yo, guys, I actually got to run. Because my wife
I actually really do got to run.
My wife did that too. She just came in. I had muted. I was like, I'm almost done, honey. I
Yeah.
swear I'll spend time
My
with
wife
you.
is
talking about
Elizabeth's
gay
texting
shit.
me
Give
right
me a
now.
minute.
Yeah, I have to go jerk
just
off.
came in too. Yeah.
Wait. Before we go, can I
time
just?
with me.
My wife is gonna be so mad, but you got to read this. I got to read this text message to you guys. She said, "You don't need, whatever, Danny. You don't need to stay on the whole time. There's 5 other guys talking bullshit." With that, I'm out.
Yeah.
Peace, guys.
Abe, I gotta do the same thing. Hey,
My wife's
Reed,
like, "What are you doing? Babe, I'm making like a few $100 this month. Okay, all right, get off my tail. All right."
By the way, Reed, congratulations on the 200. Love you,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
You're doing
man.
great. You're doing great shit. I really am proud of you for going on Fox and doing all the shit you do. So, like, honestly, I wouldn't have realized that a trucker could have this much talent. So,
Yeah. Sorry, we just ruined you.
yeah, sorry to ruin you though. Hey, loved it though. Thanks for having us on. And
Yeah, thanks.
we'll see you on
Thank you,
Wednesday.
guys.
So
We exposed your Achilles heel, all the N words they weren't aware of. That we
Yeah,
said.
my grandmother's going to be pissed now. All right. Well, thanks everyone for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Follow me on Odyssey. Follow me on all the links below. And here's to another 100. We'll see you on the next live stream.